Welcome in. Upstate. Are you Yeti? You're alive. Oh, falling off scooters upstate. I broke my leg this week. And to answer your question, Yeti, in a lot of pain. I just worked 9 hours today. We didn't know what was going on in that stream, Yeti. We didn't know if she accidentally ended the live, but you already stated that your phone died, so it does that. I've had that happen to me before. Yeah, I'll find out Tuesday. I go to the orthopedic and see what the next step is. I still can't believe they don't have me in a cast. They got me in a brace for right now, and the fucker doesn't stay up. So there's that. I've got crutches. And my job is accommodating the fact that I'm like this. So instead of me, I probably should be taking time off and resting my leg, but I got to pay my own bills. And I'm not putting my friends through shit because I had a stupid accident. So girls got to do what a girl's got to do to make her money. And my job is being nice enough to put me in a position where I can sit in a chair and still do what I have to do. I'm not cleaning at the moment. I'm just taking care of the laundry for the place. So it's a lot more easier. You had green streaming for 5-6 hours. So you want to hear how silly me, Leah, and oh my God, why am I blanking on her name? Me and 3 of the girls sat in your stream until it ended on us. We're like, he's gonna come back. We got to make sure he's okay. So we stayed and hung there and amused ourselves for probably longer than we should have. Ooh, popcorn they give away. The PDF. The bar that I hang out at has like an old-fashioned popper, and that popcorn is good if that's the same that you guys are getting. Yeah, no, you were up on stream, or you were up on the stage singing, and then that's when Christina came and kind of took over your live, and it was interesting. Yeah, that's some really good popcorn. That's why I like going to that bar. Well, one of many reasons. A lot of my friends hang there. Do you know who Lemmy Kilmeister from Motorhead is? We totally worship him there. There's a shrine to him in that bar. And then the Saturday bartender, his name's Brian. Man's an absolute fucking legend. Me and him have been very good friends for, God, probably a good 20 years. He's the brother I always wanted. He always watches out for me. One time when I had a heart issue, he came and brought me the biggest stuffed unicorn that he could find. So when I sent him the picture of what I did to my leg this week, he's like, "Do you need another unicorn?" That's what we thought happened, Yeti, that you fucking forgot about us, and you totally did. But that's okay. You were there to celebrate you guys being the champions, And I'm glad you had a good time. And like I said in my comment, I'm there to support you. I'm not there to judge. If you would have went home with Christina, that is no bearing on me. You are a young man. If you're single, then you get to do what you want. Ha! He's like, your phone died, dude. But I had a good time. I'm glad that you guys won the championship. I love that you were going around in a Burger King crown. And I'm glad that you understood that there was no malice in me putting up the missing picture of you. I was so mad. I wanted to get a picture of you in the bar, but the live hadn't uploaded, so I had to go back to your stream before the bar. I cropped you out and stuck you on a milk carton. See, I care. I care about my subscribers. If I ever go missing, if you want my friends to start looking for me, put me on a bottle of Malort. Well, you're not old either. And you're as young as you want to be. I still think I'm like 18, 19 in my head. My body tells me otherwise, but in my head, I'm still that teenager. It's kind of a gift and a curse because I think something happened to me in a very traumatic moment and it kind of stuck me in that place. Because I'm still waiting for the defining moment that I'm an adult. You would figure having children, being as old as I am, I would be like, okay, I'm an adult. Don't feel like it. Yeah, one of the girls, while we were talking, turned around and said we should put him on a milk carton. I'm like, don't give me ideas. And as soon as your live ended, I went and I did it. It's not AI. All I did was I found a picture on Google of a milk carton where I could put your face. And I did it through Snapchat. I did a screenshot of you with the team photo. And then I just cropped, cut it out and put it on the milk carton. And then the typing, you can put texts in there. I don't know if you use Snapchat. I played with AI before, but you have to be very specific, and they don't know who Are You Yeti is, and it was a whole thing. And I'm like, I know how to do it through Snapchat, so let's go this route. Like, if you don't want something completely descriptive, like a friend of mine who's on YouTube, I made him his first shirt for his channel. And when I was doing the AI, one picture is something I got off of Google, and the other side was an AI picture, and I just turned around and said, put a man in a hoodie with the San Francisco Giants hat on his head and a cell phone, and make it a shadow, and it did it. But it's weird how you have to talk to it. Did you really? That's great. I hope whoever you show it to had a laugh. I'm assuming it's the buddy of yours that you were with at the bar saying, look at what my subscriber did after the live just died. But again, I'm glad that you understand that I wasn't being an asshole, that I was just trying to be funny. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm hoping best case scenario, they just cast me and I'm in a cast and it's an inconvenience and not surgery, because I have Riot Fest in September. I dropped a significant amount of coin to go the way that I'm going, and I don't care if I have a cast, crutches, whatever. I'm going. Front row to fucking Tool. Front row to Mike Ness. Oh, how funny. It's great when you can laugh at yourself. Some people just take stuff so fucking seriously. I remember my uncle used to have a picture. He was always kind of a jokester. My aunt and my cousins didn't find him funny, but I thought he was fucking hilarious. And he used to have this picture in his office that said, "You can't take life so seriously because you'll never get out of it alive." And it's a double meaning, but seriously. That's why I love when the trolls come in here, because I could probably say something way worse than what they could come up with, because they don't know me personally. Good luck trying to troll a Gen Xer. We're dead inside. To a degree. To our friends, we're absolutely wonderful people. But millennials and everything, they just hate us. Same. Same are you, Yeti. In fact, sometimes my humor is not welcome. I still wonder about the people at my mom's funeral. They probably thought something was really wrong with me, but that was deeply traumatic under the circumstances. And sometimes I have to use comedy to get through pain. And I had my kids standing next to me, and they were very little, and my oldest was very close to my mom and was taking it very hard. So me falling apart in front of them was not an option. But yeah, I was a total class clown. I didn't quite make it to college. I partied in a lot of colleges, but never actually went to college. I had kids way too young. I went to the School of Hard Knocks. And I don't blame that on my kids whatsoever. I made the decision. I could have made the decision not to have either one of them, and that just wasn't an option. Sometimes I feel I jilted them because of how young I was, and most kids have parents that were way older than what I was. But now watching my very good friend who I just stopped living with, having kids in her mid-40s, I tell her all the time, "You are my fucking superhero. I couldn't do this now." I barely graduated high school. The fact that I showed up was more shocking than the fact that I ditched. But what I ended up doing in life, for a large part of it, I didn't need a college education. I needed life experience, and that's what I got. But I never regret the decision that I made to keep both those boys and get to be their mother. That was probably the most favorite thing I've ever done in it as an adult, despite what they think. I had a lot of fun with my kids. I was telling you in your chat, we always used to play sports and stuff. We had a lot of nephews and brother-in-laws and brothers and stuff, so throwing together a baseball team, a basketball game, a football game was very easy with just immediate family. And then plus I liked video games, so I would sit there and play with my kids. I remember one time my oldest, his friend turned around and told him how lucky he was that me and their dad would sit down and play games with them because his parents didn't. Oh my God, I've seen that in action. They are worse than the mob, are you, Yeti? I had a girlfriend who had student loans, and they would call her like 2, 3 fucking times a day. It's ridiculous. I don't even think the mob bothers you that much. They just break your kneecaps. Or worse. Do you use your college degree? I mean, does it help you in life? Because I know quite a few people who went to college. My girlfriend, who I've been friends with since 5 years old, she started off going to college to become an electric engineer like her dad. And then halfway through, she changed majors and decided to become an architect. And unfortunately, when she graduated was in 2008. So she doesn't use it at all. No, it never really helped. Hey, Joko! Cheers, my friend! Yeah, quite a few of my friends went to school and went on to become successful people. But a large portion of the people that I hung out with were musicians. Some of them made it, some of them are, Cat, you're here, and look, so is our You Yeti. So, it's kind of half and half. I don't know if I would have made it in what I decided in high school, what I wanted to be, because the test to become that is extremely hard. I wanted to become a lawyer. And then later on, after what happened with my mom, I wanted to go into forensic science, but unfortunately, something happened in my early 20s, and I was no longer able to become a forensic scientist. Look, Kat, you're making friends all over the place. You already know me and Yeti, and you got Joko saying hi. Joko's good people. Me and him go way back. So just Friday night, I was thinking about going out, but I texted a friend to see if him and our other friend were coming out, and he said no. So I was like, okay, I'm probably not going to go out. I'll just go live, hang out with my YouTube friends. I can always go out tomorrow. Oh, you know who Joko is. Awesome. So then you understand what Joko does on his channel and what he supports. There you go. Kansas is covered. Well, north and south isn't, but a huge portion of Kansas. I sometimes do what Joko does. Right now, kind of on the fritz with the leg issue. But me and my friend Duper Trooper go out sometimes together. Or we go out with our friend Freeman Liberty and Joe Cool. Joe Cool's got the most amazing, heartfelt laugh I have ever heard in my life. He has a distinctive laugh. He could be in the back of the stream and laugh, and everybody would know he was there. Yeah, living in Chicago, there's a lot of corruption that goes on around here, especially with people who walk around with badges. The bar that I hang out at, Cat, so we're a green state, and technically we're not supposed to smoke out in public, but the bar that I go and hang out at, everybody does. They go in the back when you go to have a cigarette. Some people smoke a joint, some people smoke a bowl. So I think it was last week, I'm sitting there talking to my friend Kyle, and I don't remember who else, maybe Carlos. And I turned around, and the week before, or 2 weeks before when I was last there talking to Kyle, a cop came and drove through the back part of the parking lot. And what they're doing is they're looking for plates of the people that are there to see if they drive home. So I didn't say anything the first time, but the second time last week when I was talking to Kyle and Carlos, I was joking around with Kyle, and I'm like, remember last time we were sitting out here and I was smoking a bowl and a cop came around the corner? Not even 3 minutes later, a cop came around the corner. Are you Yeti? Some of the things that have been done to me personally by cops, panic attacks have way left. I have a story to tell you about Batman involving Freeman Liberty, Joe Cool, and you a little. I used to be like intimidated and afraid, like if a cop showed up, but yeah, I had some crazy shit happen to me in my younger years. One time, I'll share one of the stories because it doesn't involve illegal activity. Well, kind of, but not on my behalf. So, to start off the story, my mom was killed when I was 18, domestic violence. And where she was found, they had to look up like family members, and when she passed, she had my last name. So they had to come and get me to come and ID her. So I had the town that I was living at, police department come and knock at my door and tell me I had to go to another town to the police department because they wanted to talk to me. I knew I didn't do anything wrong, so I'm like, what's going on? So I'm telling you that because what happened, I want to say it was like maybe a year later. Yeah, I think I was like 19. So I was I was getting ready to walk my kids to a park so they could go outside and play and get some energy burned out. And as we were walking, I got swarmed by something like 6 unmarked cars and 2 marked cars. So I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know it was for me at first. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? So all of a sudden they come up to me and they're like, hands on the ground, get on the ground. And I'm like, I got my kids. I can't let the little one go. And they're like, you got to get on the ground. So I get on the ground. My kids are starting to freak out because they don't know what's happening. They just see men with guns pointed at their mom. So eventually they come up and talk to me after they put cuffs on me and made sure that my kids were okay. You know, they let me sit by my kids, and I was trying to calm my older one down because he's freaking out at this point. My younger one was a little baby, so he didn't realize what was going on as much as his brother did. So they asked me if I had anybody that I could give my kids to because I needed to come to the police department. Now, this was different than when they came knocking at my door. I did not get cuffed. They just had me ride in the back of the police car until we got to the other police department. So I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like, yeah, around the corner, my mother-in-law, their grandmother lives there. So they sent an officer over there so somebody could come and get the kids. They get the kids, they bring me over to the police department, they put me in the holding cell. And I'm still sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? So eventually they take me out of the cell and they put me in an interrogation room. And the cop turns around and is like, okay, you're young, you have young kids, you're a pretty girl, and, you know, you got to make this easy on yourself. And I'm like, make what easy on myself? I'm like, you guys just stopped me from taking my kids to the park. And he goes, come on, honey, make it easier on yourself. We have a witness, and we're going to put you in a lineup, and they're going to pick you. So you better talk to us now and make it easier on yourself, honey. I'm like, I have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. And they're like, there was an armed robbery within the last hour, and you fit the description. So I'm sitting there laughing because I was getting my kids ready. Like I said, the younger one was a baby, so there was a diaper bag involved. There was a stroller that I had to drag down a flight of stairs. I had to get the 3-year-old dressed, and if you have a toddler, getting a 3-year-old dressed is not an easy feat. So, and then I was packing snacks so we could stay at the park a little bit longer. And I'm telling them this, and they're like, no, no, you did this, honey. And you know, if you're not going to make it easy on yourself, once this witness gets here, you know, you're going to be in trouble and we're not going to be able to help you. So I knew as soon as I was going to stand up in this lineup that I didn't do fucking jack shit. And it comes time for the lineup. Now, this is how I know they were singling me out, because the other women that were in the lineup were women from the police department who didn't even resemble what I look like. So the witness comes in and turns around and tells them, yeah, no, that's not the person. All of a sudden, they take the cuffs off me and shove me out the door. No, I'm sorry, nothing, for scaring my fucking children. And that was the beginning of my problems with them. Worse things ensued after. So, yeah, panic attacks, when they come around now, it's just more anger than it is anxiety. Especially when you hear shit like yesterday, what happened in Madison, Wisconsin. I live in Chicago, and last year, in September, we had Midway Blitz with ICE. And wow, was that fucking shit crazy. I believe parts of me died last year in some of the things that I saw going on in areas that I lived in and had friends. I can't believe the shit my eyes saw happening, what happened here. If you guys have heard of Silvaro from Franklin Park, my buddy Duper Trooper went there after the fact. He wasn't there when it happened, but he went there after the fact and went live, and that deeply affected him because that's where he's from. That's where he was when he left the state that he grew up in. That was one of the first few areas that he lived in as a kid, so that deeply affected him. So me and my friends go out and make sure that some of the things you hear in the news, like what happened in Madison, Wisconsin, if somebody was there with if a bunch of people were there with a camera, who's to say if that would have gone down the way that it did? Because they apparently don't have body cams there. So then all of a sudden you have a bunch of people with cameras pointed at you and showing what happened. But unfortunately, we live in a time frame where people don't believe their own fucking eyes and make up different narratives. Yeah, it was pretty messed up, Yeti. I was only 19 years old, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just happier now that my friend Duper has a lot more support in the community, because for the longest time, he was just one man doing quite a few towns all on his own, trying to keep them, holding them accountable, and he's gotten arrested many times. Sergeant Woodridge beat him so bad he had a concussion, and it was over bullshit. Because one pussy fucking cop in the town that was before that didn't want to do his own dirty work, so he enlisted another cop buddy to do it. I wish I could go back to believing that they're there to protect and serve, but they're not. Some of the people that fucking walk around with badges shouldn't even have guns, let alone be on the street. But the word's getting out now. You know, they're not as trusted. Things are so bad for the Chicago PD that they're going in our local chain grocery store trying to recruit people. And I don't think all cops are bad. There are some good cops out there, but there's a lot more bad than there are good. And if you guys ever want to check something out about dirty cops and shit like that, if you guys have a channel on a streaming service or on your cable, if you still have cable, and you have the channel Vice, look up the show Betraying the Badge. It is if you're just like getting into it and seeing the stuff that you're seeing currently, you should see some of the stuff that's been happening for years. For years. There was a horrible Chicago cop named John Birch that sent a lot of people to prison for bogus, planted shit. Yeah, you should... Joko, I don't even post half the stuff I see from Illinois State Troopers. I saw a kid dressed in a cop hat and stuff and saying future patrolman. You know, I mean, they're even going after kids very young. And now with cartoons like Paw Patrol, kids look and see the police officers as heroes. Yeah, just Google it and see what it's on. It's on a channel called Vice, but it was a documentary show. Great fucking show. If you didn't know very much about police corruption and why the good cops don't talk about the bad cops, where I'm currently living, the chief of police, like about 4 or 5 years ago maybe, had to step down because we still don't know if it went past sexually harassing and I think it went on to rape of an officer on his force. In a town called Bolingbrook, a police officer became very famous worldwide because two of his wives, well, he doesn't admit the third wife is dead. He keeps on trying to push the narrative that she took off with another man. But as young as her kids were, she would have never left those babies. Somehow he had enough pull that the day before he was to divorce his second wife, she ended up dead. And the cause of death was drowning in her bathtub. When the police got there to investigate, there was no water in there. The third wife came up missing because she knew what he did to the second wife. And then, as if it's not bad enough that this poor girl, Stacy Peterson, has never been found to this day. He tried threatening and putting a hit out on the DA that was prosecuting him, so he added more time to his sentence. He went to jail. He's going to rot in jail for the rest of his life. But sadly, his kids are being raised by his son, their older brother, and being lied to and told that their mom abandoned them. Their mom didn't abandon them. Daddy killed her. I have a girlfriend who has been trying to divorce her cop husband for years, and he won't let her go. He has a tracking device on her fucking car, so he knows when she gets to work, where she's going. Uh-oh, my buddy Freeman Liberty is live. I feel bad because I'm his moderator. But I get to miss a few. Hopefully, there is supposed to be a couple of other people that he made mods, so hopefully they hop in. I will text him and tell him I apologize that I was live myself. I was supposed to go into the city with him this weekend, but I'd just be slowing them down at this point. I want to go out. Yeah, it popped up as, on the top. So a raid and come back. Do it. I'd love that for him. It's Freeman Liberty 1. For those of you who aren't subscribed. He's a very dear, good friend of mine. When he found out that I hurt myself as far away as he is from me, he's like, if you need anything, just let me know. And if I can do it, I'll come and help you out. He helped me move when I moved back home in the beginning of June. And it was so funny because we were emptying my room at my girlfriend's house where I was staying. And he comes upstairs and we were pretty much done. And he's like, okay, so are we ready for the furniture? And I looked at him and I'm like, that's hers. That's staying here. The look of relief on that man's face when he realized we didn't have to move any furniture. He was so happy. Yeah, there's a lot of corruption when it comes to police officers. I mean, I'm a Gen Xer, so, watching the LA raids and Rodney King and stuff like that. It definitely made me feel a type of way. But if any of you do go over there to Freeman Liberty, please tell him Batman sent you and that she's sorry she's not there. But it's good to have good people around you. And these guys, Freeman Liberty 1. Freeman is one word. I believe it's all one word. Freeman Liberty 1. I don't know if any of you guys can post a link to his channel. Share the link on the chat. I can't. I don't know how to type while I'm on here. I'd have to log into a different device, and I don't think it's charged. Yes. He's really good people. I got introduced to him last year. There was another auditor that came to hang out with my friend Duper and me, Chuck Bronson, and Chuck knew Freeman Liberty, and he also has been good friends with Joe Cool. So it was a real treat getting to meet him because he's a really nice person. And now I get to be honored and call him my friend. One thing that my friend PDF always tells me is it's always good to go in a group. And he's always like, don't go out by yourself. Sometimes I do, but around here. But for the most part, I'm usually with a couple of people, or just one. But it's good to be back home. It's good to be back where I know where things are, where I know food that I love is. The place I got dinner from tonight, because today was payday, since I've been back home, I've probably already eaten there about 7 or 8 times, but I love this place. It's kind of a beef stand, but it's owned by Greeks, so there's Greek food like gyros and spinach pie and baklava for dessert and chicken, what are those called? Chicken kebabs, stuff like that. Really great place, and it's family owned. There's only one of them, and they're just such good people. I'm hoping that they saw my note. One of the owner's kids still works there. He's probably going to take over it when Dad decides to retire. And really great kid. I talk to him all the time, him and his sister. So I wrote a note to him telling him, "Hi, it's me." I'm just bummed with the broken leg and the broken scooter because that was my way of getting around to certain things. I don't drive because I never got my license. When I lived close to the city, it was just mute to have one because there was corner stores. So if you needed cigarettes, there was usually a corner store that you could go to, if not a gas station. Stuff's all close together. And then plus my ex drove, or his sister drove me places, or his brother would drive me somewhere. I always had somebody who would drive me. So it was nice actually having a set of wheels and not having to walk. Because I'm more used to walking before my heart attack. And I wish I could go back to this. I used to ride my BMX bike everywhere. I hate mountain bikes, so I like dirt bikes. I miss doing that because at one point my stamina was so fucking awesome. My legs were so strong. Good for you, Yeti. I wish I could quit. I'm not a pleasant person when I don't have nicotine. But I also probably smoke way more than I should. I know when I go to my friend's house, he probably is sitting there thinking, Jesus Christ, she fucking smokes so much. The only time I ever quit Yeti was when I got pregnant. And I never smoked around my kids. I'd go outside, even in the dead of winter. It was my choice to smoke. My ex smoked a little bit in the beginning, and then he just decided one day, I'm not going to smoke anymore. And neither should you. And I was like, yeah, have fun with that and fuck you. He even tried at one point to, because at this point he was the one going to work and everything, so I stayed home with the kids. So I relied on him to get me cigarettes. He decided not to let me get cigarettes for a couple of days. Third day, he ran to the gas station and bought me 2 cartons of Newports and said, I'll never try that again. I was like, I told you. I told you. This is my stress reliever, I guess. Hi, D-Johns. Now, pot, I run out of, doesn't bother me as much. If I get down to like the last 3 cigarettes, I'm running to the gas station because I need more. But there's worse things I could be addicted to. I mean, of course, this is going to probably end up killing me in the end, but I'm not driving heroin needles in my arm. The only needles that I drive in my body are piercing needles and tattoo needles. And the occasional doctor needle. I had to get a tetanus shot after this accident because of the road rash. I did. He has a great new channel, D-Johns. PDF was ever so wonderful to share it with me. I don't remember what the new channel's name is. I was planning on posting it on my community page because he needs new subs on this page. I can't watch that right now. What is that link to, honey? Is that his new channel? I think it's called Squid something. I was at work until 9 o'clock tonight, so I didn't see PDF's message until after 9. Okay. It may or may not work. It's showing blue on my end, but the last time somebody posted a link, somebody went to click on it and said it didn't work. I'll post it on my community page just to get the word out. Because that's what we do, right, D-Gens? We support our community. Yeah, see that. If you can type what the channel name is, D-Gens, that way Kat can go in and try and find it. Because Kat seems to support some of us here. She knew who Joko was. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody told me a while back ago that the vertical, they don't post, and sometimes they'll post after the fact if somebody goes back and watches it. Yeah, him and Joe Cool usually go out together. Is it just him and Joe? Because sometimes they join Duper. But I didn't see a live from Duper, so I assume if Duper was with them. I love going out with Joe Cool. We have had some amazing fucking conversations in between cop watching. Joe Cool is such good people in my book. Duper's in chat? Okay. Is he blue, Joko? I knew who you meant. I have that problem myself. Fat fingers, small keyboard, half blind. Because hopefully Freeman has a moderator in there. Because usually it's just me. It is wild throughout the years of people that we've watched. How some have just laid dormant and don't do the cop watching. And, you know, I'm not knocking them sitting at home and talking about stuff because that's important too. But then there's like weird shit, like people turning on us and building a huge channel and then tearing it down, talking shit to the people who supported you. I guess power goes to a lot of people's head, and I don't know. That's why I like Duper and Joe and Freeman. They're not doing this for the money. They're doing this to change things. Yeah, sometimes he has problems, and sometimes I'm the only one in his. I wish more people subscribe to him. I usually do most of my lives on my phone. I don't. I know I can do things on my TV, but I'm playing the music right now. Let me see. Doo-doo-doo. Don't want that. Subscriptions. Oh, is he done? Okay. Yeah, that is. I. He's been hemmed up a couple of times. I'll never forget last year. We were out cop watching, and we were in an area, Cicero, where I used to live, where that horrible story I told you at 19. And there's a place there that is in the movie Wayne's World. And I had been going there for years for an Italian beef, and they just have really good fucking food. Well, we were at a gas station down the street, and there was a place across the street called Nick's, and they were closed. So I asked Freeman if we could go around the corner to Sketchels, and he totally took me. I bought way too much food, but was happier than a pig in shit. What I love watching Freeman Liberty and Joe Cool is when I watch them, I know exactly where they are. The humbled squid. That's right. I knew a squid was involved. Thank you, Keebler. And welcome in. Yeah, there's Joe. Joko, if you can go back there and tell Freeman that I'm playing his live on my live, that I'm watching. I'm just not there able to mod. I don't know how to type on here when it's on your TV. Ah. Oh, okay. Hope you're having a good night, Keebler. Thank you for sharing. We were trying to drop a link and it didn't work. So thank you for putting the name out so that way somebody in my chat was interested in checking them out. Then Chick Bronson. I know you mean Chuck. I just think it's funny. Chick Bronson. That's a good one. Sometimes my fucking stupid spell correct is drunker than I am. You know, I hate to say dead spots in the city. But yeah, sometimes he gets shitty service. And I don't remember, I don't know if that's the iPhone that he's streaming off of. And if it is, Jesus, I'm glad I don't have an iPhone. Who, Chuck Yeti? Is that who you've been sub to for 2 years? He's been around for a while. How I found auditors was through my friend Duper Trooper. He would show me something like AFA and Chuck and Freeman Liberty and Rogue Nation, and that's where my journey began. And that was all the way back in like 2020. Harvey Freebird is another person, yeah. A lot of people are subscribed to Harvey Freebird. I know a lot of my California friends really enjoy going to his stream.
The cop would say something to you, and he'll be like, let's say, well, what do you think the law is? You're just an oath breaker.
Someone said Batman is with who?
Now, when you listen to the low tone, you get it back and forth.
Well, I mean, I see there. See, the thing is, I guess it's all the energy, right? The energy was.
The night he got arrested? Because I don't recall ever being with him when he got hemmed up.
At a time, I get upset because I know they're just saying certain things.
But my point is, if the idea is to communicate, there's an example of how to do it. If the idea is to communicate, getting upset, you're not doing your most communicative job. You may want to get upset.
Oh, now I want fucking tacos. Trying to think. Yeah, I don't remember ever being with Freeman when he got cuffed. Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. And depending on what period that was, I'm sure he didn't really care that I was with him. So everybody, welcome to Cook County Jail. They're at 26 in California. One of the worst prison systems. Come, Sack. You got fucking axed out by Tweaker Skirter Girl again? How does that keep happening? So there's these cool people that hang outside of Cook County because they start kicking people out at like 3 o'clock if they're released in the morning, and sometimes they don't have money to get home. They just need a cigarette, something to drink, maybe advice in where they could go and stay if they don't have a place to stay. And there's some great people that stand outside waiting for the prisoners to come out. Because in the dead of winter, at 3 o'clock in the morning, when it's below 30 degrees, or negative 30 degrees, he might actually be going to talk to these people. And they're really great people. He's introduced me to quite a few of them. And the last time he was here, he was introducing his son to these people. And they were just having a conversation. He wasn't out there auditing, just introducing his son to these nice people, telling them what they do. And some Cook County prison guard pulled a gun on him in front of his kid. Okay, that makes more sense. I still can't remember. I know there's been a couple of times, but I can't remember after him leaving me. So this is the Cook County prison area. There's the jail, and then there's the juvenile area. Right now they're by the parking lot of the Cook County Sheriff's, the jailsmen. There they go. Workers. Look at that. They all have to have clear bags. So probably shift change. And those are the guys leaving for the night. Madam, may I help you? You want to come up? Miss Bees, it has been forever since you have graced me with your presence. How are you? I hope well, honey. Go lay down. Okay. Sounds about right. I could see Joe doing that because he knows Freeman's okay. So,
That public servant.
so if he goes back again, I can show you the people that are sitting out there waiting for the prisoners to come out.
Trying to figure out who it is, trying to catch him on the shade.
So see that truck that kind of has like pink across the way from the car that has the flashing lights? That's the people that sit out there waiting for the prisoners.
Maybe we should talk to the public service, our neighbors. Not everybody, many of them are corrupt, of course, are corrupt, and are corrupt. So,
I was driving Joe Cool crazy a couple of months back because Freeman Liberty is dealing with a court case and I hadn't heard from him in a couple of days and I was ready to send out the SWAT team, well, not SWAT team, but people to look for him because I was getting nervous. I hadn't heard from him and I was worried that he got locked up. And Joe's like, he's fine. He has his own way of processing after court and blah blah blah. But he is very thankful that he has friends that care about him that much. Which picture are you talking about, Miss Bees? The picture on the screen because that's my ceiling. I have this cool little spaceman that projects stars and a nebula on the TV or up on my ceiling. But if that's what you're speaking of, I'm glad you enjoy it. I do too. I was living with a 4-year-old for a couple of years. He had one in his room. I always thought it was cool. So when I moved back by myself, I found it on Amazon. It was the best $20 I spent. He has a cooler one now where it's kind of like a viewfinder where you have to take out the pictures and put it on there and it projects it onto the ceiling. He's got all different kinds like planets and it's neat. But yeah, it's a cool little gadget off of Amazon. Have I seen the one that is underwater pictures? I have not. That would be cool too. I'm more closer to a lot of lights, so I don't get to see stars. So I'm making my own, Miss Bees. Well, that's why I'm glad that Freeman now has a little more of a bigger network with adding me and Duper to the equation because usually we're always watching out for one another. Joe's the closest to him. But I also like this too, Miss Bees, because there's a concert that I have to a band I have been going to for years, to a band called Primus, and always up on top of the stage with them are two spacemen, and they project things through what would be covering their eyes. But I am so happy to see you, Miss Bees. I haven't seen you in quite some time. I think you scared away Tweaker Scooter Girl. But that's okay, because Tweaker Scooter Girl is just here for the meth. I keep on telling her I don't play with that shit. Aw, stop it. You and me go way back. I always love when I see old people from my chat pop back in if I haven't seen them for a while. But it's always good to see you, Miss Bees. And it's always good to be seen. Man, I wish I was out there with them. I love my beautiful city. And this area is not that great of an area. Pretty much, Keebler. 2 lives in a row. Wow, she was a little triggered.
Remember your home. Remember your place. Public servant. Public slave.
See, and that's what you run across. Most of the time, they just walked right past them, but she was feeling some type of way about a man standing there with a camera pointed at her. Imagine how she treats the people that are in there if she's just triggered by a man with a camera. You know, they don't have to like what we're doing, but First Amendment right. Freedom of speech. There is no privacy amongst being in public. Okay, Yeti. We'll be here, sitting here, talking about just about anything and watching Freeman Liberty 1. I gotta make sure my people are good. I wonder what the hell happened to Joe. Because I don't hear Joe in the background. He might be still sitting in the car. You know, how would those guys like if we pulled up behind them and took down their license plate and called somebody to see if they were on the up and up? But they can do it to us.
Turn your lights on.
See? That guy just walked past and nodded at him.
It's called the First Amendment of the Constitution. You guys are public servants. You guys took enough of the Constitution?
Wow, that guy just looks like an asshole. Papa. You know, he's not asking a hard question.
Bill of Rights, freedom of press, love your neighbor. Keep studying the Bill of Rights.
Oh, that was a straight up cop.
Right away, we became cool.
It's funny how triggered they are when we watch them, but we're supposed to be okay with them watching us. But yep, that's Crook County. Very overpopulated, very poor conditions. That's just a stepping off point, depending on what your charge is and how much time you're given. Nobody does like 20, 30 years in Cook County. It's just a holding place until you get sent to one of our penitentiaries.
They stay there throughout the whole night. Everybody gets released from jail.
I myself have never set foot in that place, and I hope I never do. Yeah, he's not afraid of them. Yeah, where the hell is Joe? That's hilarious. I don't know where he is. And I wonder why some guards have to have clear plastic backpacks and some don't. Maybe the ones that have the clear backpacks are the ones physically going in and the ones that don't are sitting on the outside. I don't know. It's a good question. Man. It's kind of funny. They all seem to drive the same car, huh? I like that he goes on his lives and shows this place. Because a lot of shady shit goes down there. And it's not just because there's criminals, it's the officers that are supposed to be running the joint. So what is everybody up to on their Friday night? Anybody doing anything relaxing? I finally got done with work at 9 and I was like, ugh, I got to do a few things if I want to go live. Had to take care of the cat box, had to make sure the animals had fresh water and food. It's so funny that what I do for a living when I come home, it's like, I don't want to fucking clean anything. Okay, let me see. Okay, yay. Now. Okay. I don't know how clear that is. Well, thank you, Kat, for that. Ooh, what kind of beer are you drinking, Joko? I'm always fascinated to know what people like to drink. Because there's so many different options now. Man, if I give you a bone, will you behave yourself?
there,
Oh.
they get beat down, they, you
Oh man, I forgot my soda.
Same thing in the federal, the Navy and the federal. It's like, you know, they punish you, they strip you, the food is terrible. I mean, like, the food
I love Coronas.
is good food. It is disgusting. The water is
Coronas on a hot summer day with the lime and salt any day. Why can't you buy gummies? And that's okay, Kat. I don't drink often, but I do like to drink here and there. And I'm kind of a lightweight. Like when I go to the bar that I like to go and hang out at, I probably have like a couple of beers and maybe a couple of shots. I don't drink heavy. Sometimes I do, and that just gets me in trouble. Oh God, I've been there before, are you Yeti? Every year, my girlfriend who comes up from Missouri to do Riot Fest with me, those 3 days, my liver fucking hates me. You don't like beer? I used to be that way. I used to like harder alcohol versus drinking beer, but now in my older years, I kind of like beer. I like a local beer. Well, I don't know. I think it's sold nationwide now because they sold the company, but we have a brewery that started here in Chicago called Goose Island, and I like 312 because 312 is a Chicago's area code. So I like drinking that. Corona's like another top one. Modelo. The stronger beers I like drinking. I'm drinking out of my favorite pint glass of Dead Guy Ale. It's from, I believe the company's named Rogue, and they're in California. Yeah, Rogue Dead Guy Ale. I like Stone IPA. Yeah, those things can get you, are you, Yeti? I like a thing that's made, if you get it the right way from Wisconsin from somebody who knows how to make it. They're called apple pie shots. They're made with Everclear. Ooh, buddy. And they're so deceiving because even though they're made with Everclear, the apple that's added to it makes them so fucking deceiving. I used to be that way. It's not a bad hangover, depending on how hard I drink. And even sometimes how hard I drink, it's just I feel like shit the next day. But if I stick to a couple of beers and a couple of shots, I'm fine the next day. It's not a big deal. It's the nights I drink way too much Malort and beer, and then as I'm hugging my friend as they're getting out of the car and puking in a Dunkin' Donuts cup, those are not good nights. Yeah, usually mine is like a day if I get a hangover. And I'm just kind of like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay around. Yeah, in my youth, Cat, I could fucking pound them away and wake up the next day and be like, okay, let's go again. And my friends are like, oh, I'm dying. Older years shit catches up with us. The funny thing, Kat, is the last 2 years I've been working in a bar and I was always given the option of having a shift drink. And because I was going home to go play with my girlfriend's kids who were 4 and 2, I didn't take my shift drink. I don't want to be drunk when I'm playing with a couple of toddlers. So There were certain games that ensued before bedtime that I needed to have my wits about me and be able to hold the child. So we used to play airplane and rocket ship. He would pick which one he wanted before he went to bed. So yeah, I wasn't drinking, let alone drinking heavy before I went back to the house. So now I'm back home and I'm back to, my 2 beer, 2 shot limit. And the key is to waking up like that, going and finding the greasiest spoon diner or Mexican food like a burrito and eat that before you pass out. You'll be fine the next day. When you add grease to the equation, I don't know what it is, but it helps.
Food is at first, and the man, the baddest.
Food is key. And don't drink angry. I've done that a few times with tequila, and yeah, that never ends up well. That just ends up with Batman on the floor hugging the cold floor because she's puking. Natural Light, is that a beer? That's a beer, right? See, I can't drink like Miller anymore. Like High Life. High Life gives me a nasty fucking headache. I'm not big on light beers. So like Miller Light, Corona Light, no. Give me full flavor. Okay, a cheap beer. Yeah, that I've drunken cheap tequila, so yeah, no, I get it.
One day I'm gonna go to the grave, and I can't take that much.
So me it's whiskey.
All public servants
And it's not that I turned into a crazy person or something like that. In my youth, I tried doing something stupid with a bottle of Jack Daniels, and now I can't stand whiskey. But me and tequila, oh, we are best fucking friends. If I'm not drinking Malort, that's my shot. But it's got to be good tequila. It can't be fucking shitty tequila. You can't go and buy like a fucking $2 shot of, I don't know what the name of the off brands are. But no. I think it's funny with these buzzball things. I don't even understand that shit.
Because I know I know people who used to be cops and got out.
Oh, I used to love freaking out my friends eating that fucking worm. They're like, how do you eat that? And I'm like, I'm fucking Italian. Have you ever seen my seafood salad with octopus and clams and shit in there? This is the least of my worry. And grubs are supposed to be good for you. If you're in the army and they drop you down for a week to survive on the land, one of the first few things they go looking for are grubs, worms, and that's what was in the bottom of a tequila bottle was a grub. It just was highly pickled and tastes like tequila. I'm like, you guys really want to be gross? Sit around me when I eat seafood salad and are sitting there slurping tentacles in my mouth. That would freak you out more. And there's been the occasional boy that would eat a worm. So, there's this weird guy last week, he had this little bag of these fat ass ants that were supposedly injected with like some sort of hot pepper so they were spicy. And he kept on asking everybody if they wanted one. I already got tricked as a kid by my cousin Lori. She fucking came home with a couple of chocolate covered ants, and I just thought it was chocolate in the shape of an ant. But no, there was an ant in there. Yeah, not me. That again would be whiskey. Oh, there's been a couple for me. In excess. My favorite drink, Malort, has wronged me a time or two. And I think it was Popo. Ew. I think it was the 90s when Puckers came out. That stuff tastes like fucking straight up Jolly Ranchers. I drank way too much of that and my puke was blue. Because I was drinking the blue raspberry one. And like, um, Mike's Hard Lemonade, stuff like that. For some odd reason, that fucks with my stomach, so I can't really drink those. They don't make me puke, but I don't feel well drinking them. They upset my stomach. Oh, Mickey's Big Mouse. Those things were the jam underage. We used to drink those and Killian's Red. I love Killian's Irish Red.
I'm not saying that there's nice people too in there, you know what I'm saying, locked up. People that are wicked and equal.
The thing that's kind of messed up is, so, old style, because I drink Malort, there's a thing called a Chicago handshake, and you're supposed to drink an old style with and have a shot of Malort, and that's called the Chicago handshake because they're both Chicago. I fucking hate old style. Malcolm 24. Strawberry Hill. See, that was something I couldn't drink either. Wine coolers, stuff like that. Just never a good thing for me. How about what was it called? Red Dog? Not Red Bull. Mad Dog. Yeah, Mad Dog. They were like some weird tropical things. Blue and there's been some interesting alcohol in the tenure of my life. Zima. Ugh, that stuff was fucking horrible. I don't even know how people were like, oh, I love this stuff. It was garbage. I hated Zima. It was popular back in the day. You know, I don't know how I could justify drinking Puckers and not liking that. But, like Jaeger, so it's funny. I don't like black licorice at all. Not a fan. So, me and Jaeger are not friends. But, one of my, well, there's a couple of things that are made with I think it's a spice. Yeah, because it starts off as a star. Is anise. Like Italians, they have a thing called a Prezzel, and I love anise. And then Biscotti, I like anise. And it's a black licorice taste. For some odd reason, I love the shit out of that, but I can't fucking do Jaeger. And Fireball, not a fan. Boombox. I don't think I know what Boombox is. Zambuca. I've heard of Zambuca, but I don't think I've ever tried it. I've tried a thing called Slivovitz. Man, you could run fucking NASCARs on that shit. It's a Serbian moonshine. And if you get it, if you know somebody who's Serbian and has that stuff homemade, we can get it here at liquor stores, but nothing compared to what it truly tastes like. Oh, yeah, I probably could never do Zambuca. Oh, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. It's in like a weird bottle. And it's got like a blue label and it says Zambuca in silver. Only worked in a bar for 2 years. What what do I know? So I can't have any kind of energy drinks because of my heart issues. But before the heart issues, I was never fond of like Red Bulls and Monsters and stuff like that. I thought it was funny when people were starting to mix like Gatorade with vodka because you're hydrating yourself as you're dehydrating yourself all in one moment.
We the people,
Okay, 3 man's over. Yeah, I don't like how quickly they came about and how quickly a lot of kids lost lives because they were fucking down in it like soda. I got to see firsthand with a coworker. They used to have contests, and whoever won the contest won a 4 pack of Red Bull. And this one girl drank so many and didn't eat anything. She ended up in an ambulance. Yeah, I was never a fan. So, and even more so now with the after the heart attack. Seeing as I don't do booger sugar for the same reason, I'm not going to tempt fate with an energy drink. The odds are not in my favor if I drink one. My work is accommodating me, Keebler, so I don't have to go and clean. I'm in the laundry aspect of it, and I can sit in a chair, and half the time I'm sitting there waiting for one load to stop so I can fold it. So I have downtime. I can go and smoke whenever I want. Come and hang out with Cardi for a few minutes if I want. Wasn't great. I worked 9 straight fucking hours. But what are you going to do? Girl's got to do what she's got to do to pay the bills, right? I got animals that depend on me to eat. I've got to eat. Got to keep a roof over our head. Unfortunately, money doesn't grow on trees, and I'm not going to start buying scratch-offs or gambling and hoping that I hit the big payoff. So old-fashioned way it is, working a job. Everybody keeps on talking about retirement plans. I'm going to be working up until 5 minutes before my death. So there's that. Yeah, she gave me a different job because she knew it was going to be hard. Because I would have had to have depended on one of my coworkers to go and get my cart. I would have been able to push it, but I wouldn't have been able to get it out of where we store them. Because sometimes the way that they're in there, it's kind of tricky to get it out, let alone get it onto an elevator, go on different floors. So they ended up giving me a job until, I figure out what's going on with my leg, and I still get paid the same amount. So for the most part, I like a large part of my coworkers. There's one, but not going to let it get me down. There's always usually one. But it is funny because it's like, I don't think they realize how much they're making themselves look like an asshole. I just keep on being me. Today, for example, me and the manager of us all went in half together and ordered everybody boba. Some got tea, some got a lava milk, somebody got a coffee drink. So I even included this particular person, even though she doesn't reciprocate. She expects everybody to give her things, but she doesn't do the same. Now, she's our boss. I shouldn't be having to do this. I don't care. Like I said, I like a large part of my workers, so yeah. At one point I turned over to the big boss and I'm like, you're going to have to tell me what she wants because she's still not talking to me. And she's like, okay, this stuff has got to stop. So she sticks us in a room. And I go, so I know where this started, but you as my superior not talking to me, on a consistency because you didn't like something that was not your place to say. You had no input in what was going on in that moment, and you got butthurt. And then she starts spewing out like other things. Well, you're doing this, like earlier when we were ordering the boba. One of my coworkers was like, "Thank you. You don't have to do that." And I'm like, "Adrian, I'm not going to leave anybody out." And she thought that was aimed at her. And I said, "Honey, not everything's about you." I was answering Adrian that I didn't want him to think that I was going to exclude him. You know, so I got tired of listening to her trying to come up with lies and reasons and justification and not talking to me, that I just was like, okay, if this is how it's going to be, I'm fine with that. I'm still going to do my job and get paid. So if you don't want to talk to me, I don't know what to tell you. I was like, it shows your character that you didn't even, after seeing what happened to me, you couldn't even turn around and say, "Are you okay?" I'm like, if the shoe was on the other foot, even if you weren't talking to me, I'd still ask you that. But that's the difference between you and me, and that's when I walked out. So then, the bigger manager gets a phone call from her. I don't know what she said. I could care less. And she's like, "Okay, that's it. I'm not dealing with this." She's like, "I'm going to call our boss, and we're going to have a FaceTime, and I'm not lying for anybody, and I'm just going to purely be there for being a witness for him hearing what's going on." Oh, she straightened up right away. All of a sudden, she's talking to me again. We don't all have to get along, but we all have a job to do. And if your superior's not talking to you because she's got a fucking bug up her ass, that's just poor leadership. She is technically not supposed to be there to be our friend. She's there to make sure we do our jobs and that we do them right. She doesn't have to be a hard ass, and she doesn't have to be mislikable, but she's kind of weird. So, whatever. Hope your night's going good. Hope Cynthia is well and the little one. Yeah, there's always one. And the funny thing is when I first started working here and we were getting to know each other, she had told me that she doesn't have very many girlfriends. I wonder why. So, that's her cross to bear. Not my monkey, not my fucking circus. When I punch out, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit when I'm fucking there. So, there's that too. For the most part, everybody else gets along, and very well. My bigger boss yesterday, it was funny. She went to Walmart, and before she left, she asked me if I needed anything. And I'm like, no, I think I'm good. And I had ordered something, and I had asked for a condiment to come with it, and they didn't have any. So I called her up to see if she was still at Walmart, and she's like, "No, I'm in the car. I'm going to start heading back." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, never mind then." She's like, "Why? What's up?" And I'm like, I can't get a condiment with the food that's coming to me. It's not a big deal. I was like, I got some other stuff in place of it, but whatever." And she's like, "Well, I got you a surprise." And I'm like, "Why'd you do that?" And she's like, "Shut up." So, for the most part, everybody else, gets along. And the other employee today had to help me because something happened and I needed him to lift something for me. And anytime I've ever come to ask him for help, he totally comes and helps me. He's a nice young man. And I like his girlfriend. And I told him that if he's not nice to her, then I'm going to beat him up. And he's kind of seen me kind of pissed off. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't want you beating me up because you probably could." Neither can I, Keebler, but I mean, she's my superior, so I gotta kind of watch my P's and Q's on that. The good thing is she's coming out looking worse than I am in this situation. I'm not the one who stopped talking to me. That right there is your superior. That's just stupid. And then when there was a moment for us to talk it out, she wanted to come up with lies and make it all about her. And it's kind of funny because I had two polar opposites happen with the same situation today. So there was a customer here that, I don't know, he said he was having a bad day. He's a veteran. So sometimes veterans, suffer from PTSD. I think maybe he does on some level. He thought I said something to him that I did not, and then shit ensued. And you guys haven't ever seen Batman mad. I think that there's only one person on here that's seen me slightly mad, and that was kind of probably terrifying for him because it was kind of a little off the hook. It was not one of my prouder moments, but some people bring certain things out in people. This girl did in that moment. Same with this guy. So we're sitting there yelling at each other and just I didn't know he was a veteran at the time. And then the young man that I was just talking about, my other coworker, me and him had a conversation after the fact, and he's like, he's really otherwise a really nice person, and maybe you guys can figure it out. And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, dude thinks I stole his money. I've never met him before. I don't know what the fuck happened. Today, I was standing outside before the situation with the boss. And he comes up to me and goes, hey, look, I want to apologize. This is what I thought happened. And Adrian explained to me that you were not making fun of me. I was having a really bad day. I want to apologize. And I also want to say I hope your leg feels better. I don't know what happened, but I'm sorry you're hurt. And if you need anything, please let me know. And I apologize to him for my actions because this is an adult conversation. I wasn't right in raising my voice to him, but he was accusing me of stealing his money. And I'm like, I don't even know you, bro. So it was a feel-good moment because it was two adults talking. We recognized that both had wrong in the situation, and now we've parted as friends. So, that's all she had to... I didn't even need her to part as my friend. I just needed her to admit that she was pissed off about something that happened a week ago, and her not talking to me is just childish. Okay, Joko, well, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Free Man Liberty. You get some rest. Ooh, holla chest freezer on a hot water tank? Yikes. Yeah, I mean, and even with this man being a veteran and having PTSD, he was still even keeled enough to come and say, hey, look, I was in the wrong for doing what I did. So, I wasn't going to sit there and be like her and be like, well, yeah, you are. He was man enough to come up and say, hey, I was wrong. I may not like to admit when I do wrong, but I'm glad that I'm not stuck in a place where I can't take responsibility for things that I do. What was the condiment? I wanted some cocktail sauce. I had ordered shrimp from someplace that didn't have cocktail sauce. How the fuck? What the fuck is going on there? It was very disappointing. Yesterday in general with food was disappointing because I ordered that because the first thing I ordered a burrito and I didn't get any green sauce. So, I mean, it had guacamole and cheese and onions and cilantro on the meat, but it was fairly dry. I like some sort of hot sauce with it. And then I ordered chips and salsa. So if I didn't get the green sauce, at least if I got the salsa, I could put the salsa on top of my burrito and it still would have been fine. How about they gave me a big old container of chips and no salsa? So then I'm like, what the fuck? I still ate the burrito, but now I'm stuck with these tortilla chips. Maybe I'll melt cheese on them and make them into cheese nachos. I don't fucking know. And then I ordered from the other place, Long John Silver's. And yeah, no fucking cocktail sauce. Exactly, Yeti. Those bastards. I hate when that shit happens. One time I went to Popeyes, and granted it was close to closing time, but they didn't even have any fucking spicy chicken. I'm like, how are you Popeyes and not have spicy chicken? It's kind of your jam. It's the whole reason I go here over KFC. I'm a fat kid who likes cake, are you, Yeti? And when I don't get things, but yeah, 2 disappointments in a row. I ended up getting a sweet chili sauce. It was okay, but I mean, cocktail sauce would have been better. No, they've always had little packets that are cocktail sauce with a foil top in a plastic container. We don't have very many by us. In fact, the location that's not too far from me, there's probably not another one for quite some way. I don't know if the one in LaGrange is still there, but that was the only other one I knew of. And LaGrange isn't fairly close. And I'm sure you're laughing in this moment, Keebler, because yes, there's a LaGrange by you too. Every time I go into that town, I've got to be playing ZZ Top LaGrange, even though I'm not in Texas. It's just the appropriate way to go into LaGrange. So, at least today's food experience was a lot better because Nick's never lets me down. I got a Philly cheesesteak with onion rings and honey mustard sauce for the onion rings. And then I got spinach pie. So at least I had somewhat of vegetable with the spinach. I'm not Popeye the Sailor Man, though. Because I eats me spinach. Yeah, it's just wrong, Yeti. I was so disappointed. But I tried a new Mountain Dew yesterday. I'm not a big fan of Mountain Dew because every time I think I'm going to like the flavor, I end up not. And I guess that Long John Silver's and I think KFC have a license to a Mountain Dew that's peach and honey. You don't really taste the honey, you taste more of the peach. It was okay. It wasn't horrible. I love ZZ Top. Billy Gibbons. I think it's hilarious that the drummer, his last name is Beard, and he's the only one who doesn't have one. He has a mustache, but he doesn't have a beard. I like blues a lot, and ZZ Top was the shit. I mean, ZZ Top was the shit in the 80s, but I love their song Touch, and that was way before Legs, and when they became popular on MTV. Yeah, I could see how that could happen, Keebler. I have spinach once in a while. It's a great iron for you. But yeah, if you eat too much of something, yeah, you get tired of looking at it. That's how I felt a year after my heart attack because I stuck to the heart attack healthy or the heart healthy diet, and I switched out my ground beef hamburgers for turkey burgers and ate a lot of chicken and white fish and stuff like that, and I got so sick of turkey from the turkey burgers that when Thanksgiving came around, I'm like, I don't even fucking want turkey. So I made a ham. But now I'm back okay with turkey. Once I still throw the turkey burgers in rotation. I deal with leafy greens every day, but I don't eat it. I indulge in the devil's lettuce. But I always try and eat something green because it's good in iron. And you can never do wrong with having good iron in your body. And I don't like necessarily taking supplements and all these vitamins and pills and stuff like that. Why do that when you can just eat it? And some things I buy frozen, but for the most part, I like a large part of my produce fresh. I was a weird kid who loved Brussels sprouts. You're not eating chicken wings when you get housing and leave there? I do different variations with my chicken. You know, sometimes I bake it, sometimes I fry it. Not like deep fry it, but just fry it in a pan. Sometimes I boil it, shred it, and turn it into flautas, chicken tacos, or I'll make almost like a chicken pot pie soup, a cream soup. I should probably try this year chicken and rice. I still wouldn't be able to perfect it as much as I like from the place that I got dinner from today. Their chicken and rice is just out fucking standing. Yeah, I could see that. And coconut oil. Huh. I use coconut oil, but not for cooking. I use it on my dog for, just keeping her soft and using a great agent. I use it on my hands to hopefully let my nails grow. And I even use it in my hair. I think that's why my hair's been growing like crazy. Yeah, definitely. I don't think the stuff that I'm using, I think I have to get the refined one because I've got the virgin coconut oil. What kind of coconut oil are you frying chicken strips in? Is it the refined or is it the virgin? Because the reason I also get the virgin is because my cat and my dog both like it. And you have to give them the virgin one. Because they said every so often as a treat for both the animals, it's good for them. It's good for their digestion. What's not great for my cat's digestion is bacon. But yet there she is. That's how I know that she was appropriately placed with me. We both absolutely love and adore bacon. Even the dog. But the dog's a human garbage disposal. She'll eat anything. Maybe I'll do a live when I'm doing the laundry and you guys can hear all the crazy shit that we talk about and stuff that ensues. Because I'm by the front desk, so stuff gets cray-cray at times. Yeah, I can always look it up and which one to fry with. Right, Cat? My dog even has a shirt that says because bacon. Yeah, no, coconut oil is supposed to be very good. I like olive oil. Right now, I'm trying out that Graza, but the stuff that I like to buy has gotten like way too expensive. It's called Colavita. That's probably my top pick. If I could afford it, that's the one I want. I mean, who doesn't, Kat? There's something wrong with people if they don't love bacon. I mean, I know some people it's a religion, so let me take that back. If it's a religion thing, with growing up Catholic, we're not supposed to eat meat during Lent. But yeah, I just, it was funny. I was talking to my coworker Adrian when I was talking about what to do with my ground beef, because I told him, I was like, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my ground beef that I defrosted today. I was like, I could either make burgers and add some bacon to it, or I could make a bolognese. And he looks at me and he goes, what's a bolognese? And I was like, it's spaghetti sauce with ground beef. And he's like, oh, what a fancy name. He goes, I just call that meat sauce or something like that. I forgot what he said. And I'm like, basically, it's just we fancy things up. And he started laughing. He goes, well, you said you were adding bacon to the burger, so that's where you got me. So that's where I landed. Yeah, my girlfriend loves bacon that's like cardboard. I like it crispy, but because I don't like it rubbery, but I don't like it burnt to a crisp. Lately, I've been buying thick bacon. So, yeah, thick bacon on top of a burger with some cheese. I had some pickles. And then I got to use my air fryer for the first time. I've never air fried anything. So, that was a pretty cool experience. I think I'm going to get different fries, though, next time. I like the craft beer ones I got. They're okay. But there's other fries that are seasoned that I think would be way better. I can turn any salad into a very unhealthy salad within minutes between bacon, eggs, and cheese. There's some vegetation in there. There's tomatoes, there's onions, sometimes there's olives. But yeah, there's a lot of bacon, there's a lot of cheese. Sometimes I'll boil a couple of eggs just to throw them on top of a salad. Yeah, it is what it is. Oh my God. What the fuck? I don't know what happened there, but okay. There you go, Papa. I got a kind of cool air fryer, Keebler. So it's like a mini oven. So I can bake in it and air fry in it. I can cook a small chicken in it. I think I can fit a 12-inch frozen pizza in it. Damn, that's what I should have thrown on my Walmart order. Oh well. Yeah, I'm telling you, Keebler. Sometimes they add pasta into that. Sometimes they have 2 different cheeses in it. Sometimes I see these beautiful salads with like blue cheese and blueberries and strawberries and spinach, and I'm like, I could add bacon and a different cheese on top of the blue cheese. Yeah, it was a really cool buy, Keebler. I got it off of Amazon. And it's digital. So that's kind of cool. It took a little it took a little while to get used to it because it's kind of weird. Like, you got to put it on the setting, you got to put it to the temperature, you got to put the timer, and then you got to hit a button to. and you got to make sure that it's cooking. And apparently there's a setting there too where I don't even have to do preheating, but I haven't figured that out yet because the book that came with it is not that much detail. It pretty much tells you how to turn it on. The rest is kind of, I have to watch videos and see how other people do it. That would be awesome, Keebler. Yeah, it was a great little purchase. Because sometimes during the summer, it's so hot out, you don't want to turn an oven on. And then when it comes to like frying up stuff, if you're doing it on top of your stovetop with just oil, there's oil splattering all over. This doesn't do that. My first voyage into playing with it was I baked some cookies. So I know I can bake cookies in there. I don't know if I can, I would have to find a small enough muffin tin. I bet I could probably make muffins in there. So it's nice just to have that option because, don't get me wrong, I like cooking on the stovetop, but some things just need to be done in the oven. There was this one room I had to clean before I broke my leg. They had one of my favorite pizzas I like to get frozen is called Home Run Inn. And they had a Home Run Inn in their room and they had no oven. And I'm like, how? I was talking to my coworker Adrian. I'm like, how the fuck did they make that pizza? He's like, probably cut it in half and microwaved it. And I'm like, no. That pizza is not meant to be fucking microwaved. That's just a sin. Yeah, oil, depending on what kind you're using, can be very harmful. I've always used olive oil. I've only recently dabbled into coconut oil. Only Korean. No way. Oh, that had to be crazy. Yeah, I'm not fond of microwaves. I don't know. I mean, I grew up where they were fairly new and exciting. You could pop popcorn, you could warm things in. But food comes out tasting like shit when you throw it in there. It dries it out, and yeah. I'm just not fond of the microwave. My popcorn, I still pop popcorn on the stovetop. Yeah, you got that one, Keebler? Oh, how funny. It's like, yeah, I can't read this. You'd have to break out your Google Translator and type a lot of shit in there just to figure out what the fuck that it said. And then it would be funny if it translated into something that had nothing to do with it. Yep. I mean, radiation is what they pump people with to kill cancer. So, yeah. Ugh. I could definitely live without a microwave. A stovetop, an oven, not so much. Oh, God. So, yeah, you're just screwed. It's like, yeah, what do I do here now? Okay, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Somebody was, like, banging around. As long as nobody comes up dead. Yeah, when I got the scooter Keebler, fucking, it was in Chinese, Japanese, I don't know, in the lettering. and I had to switch it somehow. I don't even remember how I fucking switched it to English. So yeah, it's funny. But at least I was able to eventually switch it over to English where I could read on the app what I was supposed to be doing. Which is really funny, too, because if I turn my scooter on, I can't turn it off manually anymore. So I have to turn on the app to turn it off. You're definitely not going to try translating Korean. I wouldn't want to do all that typing, so I hear you. The funny thing is my girlfriend was trying to... What the hell? Is the kitty being weird? My girlfriend wanted to give me an air fryer that was like a Cuisinart or something like that. And I turned it down because I was like, I'll probably end up taking it from you and then never using it. So she ended up donating it or giving it to somebody. But I'm still happy with what I got because it just would have been an air fryer. This I can bake in and do other things in too, so... Yeah. You're teaching yourself how to type in Dutch? I think it's funny. I've seen things on YouTube where learn how to speak Spanish in your sleep. It's like, how? You're not even paying attention, and if you're lucky enough to hit REM state, you're definitely not paying attention. Yeah, what was that? Rosetta Stone. Copy and paste works for me. So true, Keebler, so true. It is funny that now that I'm back home, it was weird, the people who would come and pick me up in Ubers when I lived up north. There was a lot of European people, Ukrainian, Russian, Polish. I've never seen such a huge population of European people. I mean, they're here, but not that heavy presence. So there would always be an interesting Uber where an awkward silence. Maybe. I mean, I had to sit there and listen to my dad for years and never fully knew what he was saying, but was speaking Italian, I could piece together what he was saying because Italian and Spanish are very close. So, depending on how fast they go, depends on if I can understand. Like, if they're going a mile a minute, I can't follow the conversation. If they're going normal, then I might be able to put some words together and figure out what they're saying. My dad was like Ricky Ricardo. It'd start off in English and kind of go into Spanglish and then just go into full-on Spanish. Where Ricky Ricardo was Cuban, but same thing. Even though somebody will tell me that it's not. I know. But Spanish speaking. It was always kind of funny when he would get mad. You could tell the level of mad he was by how quickly he got to Spanish. Didn't always say the nicest things. May I help you, ma'am? I know, you're totally here to judge. Do you have fleas, ma'am? Oh, you want belly rubs. Okay, go lay down. I feel bad for the dog across the hall from me. She's about to drop some puppies. She's a beautiful pit bull. That's going to be a mess. But I kind of cheated. That's okay. There's some people who have been born here and lived here all their lives and still can't speak proper English. So, my brother married a German woman. Well, two of them. The second one, when she came here to the United States, she barely spoke any English. So, that had to be kind of fucking lonely to begin with, that she left all her friends and her family, and then she only knew my brother. And, you know, that had to be a lonely little bit for her. Not another bad day. Oh my God. I have my moments. I would hate to tell you how long it took me to be able to say aluminum as a kid. I speak Texan, not English. I wasn't born in England. Yeah, I always thought she was brave for doing that. I wouldn't be able to do that either. But now she's a lot better. Now she can speak English very fluently and understand it where it's not so foreign to her as it was when she came here. My dad did that. He left everything he knew in Mexico to come here. So, and he did it the green card way. I came first, then marriage. So if I remember correctly, I think my mom said that I was like 3 years old when they finally married, because I guess the process of him having to go through everything to get over here and then get married and then go through, you know, becoming an actual... I don't think he ever became a citizen. I think he just carried a green card and was always recognized as a Mexican citizen. We didn't have the greatest relationship. If I were ever deported back to Mexico, I would probably be fucked. Though I know how to ask for beer, where the bathroom is, something about a kitchen, and where coffee is if I have a hangover. Probably could order some food, but... I mean, you can't go there and say taco. They just look at you and be like, yeah, okay, what kind of taco? But I think people are brave when they do that, because, yeah, that's got to be absolutely terrifying. You know, unfortunately, there's parts in this world where people have to leave their country because of war situations, like Ukraine and stuff. So, one minute you're sitting there happy in something that you always knew, and now you're thrust into another country because of all the stuff that's going on there. I mean, I guess it's better than staying there and potentially dying, but yeah, that's got to be absolutely terrifying, leaving everything you know behind. I had a hard enough time moving 45 minutes away from here. I couldn't even imagine living on the other side of the earth. Unless there was somewhat of English spoken, and if I had to pick, I would like to go to Australia, but there's also some very big, scary bugs, and I am not terrified of bugs, but theirs, yeah, just a little bit. When you've got spiders that you got to burn your house down because you can no longer live there, that's a problem for me. And we have black widows here. So, yeah. I think I would fucking die if I walked into my front room and they're in the corner, taking up a huge thing. No. And then not to mention the fact that kangaroos can kick your ass. Just would be a warm climate, and they eat a lot of shrimp, and they speak English for fairly close to English. Exactly. See? You found Pink. Well, put him back. He already is probably lurking. You know the deal with that. We can't say his name one more time because if we do, there he is. Though he's trying to claim that I've blocked him, and I have not blocked him. He probably forgot he unsubscribed. I'm okay with snakes. But yeah, the big spiders there, those things are fucking terrifying. They're bigger than my dog. And I can't have a dingo eat my baby. I have enough problems with the coyotes. Right, man? That's why we couldn't take night walks anymore. Because the coyotes that lived by us. And the foxes. And the eagles. You would have been a nice, tasty snack. Well, it's actually a movie, but yes, there was a dingo ate my baby. Or did the dingo eat your baby or something is what Elaine said. I love that show. Back in that time, Yeti, I had little kids that I had to sit through Barney and Teletubby bullshit. And when they went to bed, that was like my saving grace and sanity. The show about nothing. Well, Cumsock got timed out by Tweaker Scooter Girl. So Cumsock's timed out for a day. 86K. You know, that's like a huge sign of intelligence. If you speak more than one language, that's good, but being trilingual, that's amazing. Yeah, I watched that from beginning to end. I still was pissed off that they left us hanging at the end with saying that they'd be out in a year, and everybody was speculating, was Jerry going to come back in a year? That was a great show. I wasn't big on Friends when it was on at that point in time. I've watched episodes here and there, but I love Seinfeld. That was such a fucking funny show. Wow. One of my son's friends got a job in Springfield because he spoke Venezuelan. So he was a translator. I know, right? It puts things in perspective, Kat. It's like, holy crap, how do they do that? It's a couple of my musician friends where they can pick up any instrument and just play it and not have an issue. Some of it was funny. You know, don't get me wrong. It just, I don't know. At that point in time, I had musician friends, and that wasn't the friend scene. If we had to like go by class of high school, that was the popular kids and stuff like that. And we were not the popular kids. The popular kids picked on us because of our mohawks and how funny we dressed, and yeah. Yeah, I don't think I could ever lose interest in Seinfeld. Even Larry David in general, his Curb Your Enthusiasm. That was another great show. I still laugh, Yeti, that you remember how when George worked for the Yankees and Steinbrenner for the Yankees, you know that was Larry David? That's fucking wild. I didn't know until years down the line that was Larry David. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. My girlfriend, who I was staying with, absolutely loves that show. I used to watch it with my mom, too. There were some parts. The old lady was hilarious. And then Betty White with her crazy stories were pretty funny. Yeah. Jay Peterman. Oh my God, there were so many interesting people that came from that show. Putty. It was funny. I think it was last week. I went into a room and they left the TV on and it was Seinfeld. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to this. I haven't watched Seinfeld in a minute. Yeah. She was hilarious. In fact, I don't remember if it was her birthday or if it was Mother's Day or something. I got her a Golden Girls coffee cup because she has Golden Girls pajamas. At one job, Yeti, we all loved Seinfeld so much that we would do impromptu Seinfeld days where we would just talk in quotes from the TV show. Oh, it was so much fun. There was like 3 of us that were so into it that we would just like spout out certain things, just random shit. TV shows are definitely different today. I was happy they brought back Scrubs. Soup Nazi, yeah. I ended up watching all the episodes. I love that show. That was one of my favorite shows. So it's kind of funny that the other night when you were doing karaoke, you guys did Men at Work because there's a Scrub episode where the guy from Men at Work is on the TV show and he does Overkill acoustically. Oh my God, one of my favorite moments in Scrubs. You could probably find it on YouTube. I may have posted it on my community page. It's like amazing. But yeah, Scrubs is a great show. That was a great show back in the day, and the reboot was just as good. And they even got different people now that are the young doctors, where JD and Turk and all them were the youngsters. Yeah, that show was hilarious. The original, oh my god. Dr. Cox, the janitor that was always fucking with JD that went on to go and do the show The Middle. Yeah, that show was just off the chain. And I love that both the doctors, the young doctors, are best friends in real life. Oh, Cat, why'd you have to remind them? No good vibrations. Yeah, somebody, was it you, Cat, or was it somebody else that was like, oh, he's going to sing Marky Mark? I'm staying for this. And they were almost ready to go to bed. That was so funny. There's this guy who's, I guess, our maintenance guy who comes in, and me and him just throw songs at each other back and forth just to see if the other one knows it. So today I go to him, I'm like, hey, Jim. And he's like, what? And I said, people are people, so why should it be? And I hear him go, you and I should get along so awfully. And I'm like, I love you, Jim. Exactly. Next time, bring a backup battery. That's okay, Yeti. We'll wait patiently. And I am too, Kat. The last couple of years were kind of torture because I get it. My girlfriend had 2 kids under 5. She had to be up at 6 in the morning to leave to be to work at or drop off kids and be to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday. So I get her day started off early, the kid situation and everything. Her husband, he gets up way early. He starts at like 3 in the morning. So everybody went to bed at like 8, 8:30, sometimes 9. So I'm just sitting in my room watching TV, and I couldn't go downstairs because of the killer dog. So now that I'm back on my own, I can go back to my own time that I'm used to. But unfortunately, with this late situation, I'm not falling asleep until 5:30, 6 o'clock because I'm in so much pain. Well, other people besides cop watchers do carry it. My girlfriend, when she comes up here, her and her husband have this huge battery pack for Riot Fest. And they're getting smaller now, so you can buy them in gas stations. I know up north there was a gas station that had a power bank. I think I have one. I bought mine from Five Below. I don't even know if it works anymore. Probably it might be too slow for this phone. Because that was before we went to 5G, if I remember correctly. I mean, 5G was around, but they didn't force it on us like now. Your cat likes to go outside? That's awesome. I saw somebody the other day who had their cat on a harness walking it like a dog. I was like, oh my God. My cat would die if I brought her outside. She'd be like, why are we out here? What are you doing? Am I dying? It's Miss B's fault you're still up. Well, what a wonderful reason to be up because of Miss B's. What was Miss B's doing to keep you up, Miss Keebler? What are you ladies up to? Back scratcher. So yeah, it kind of sucks that I can't go to sleep until about 5:30, and then I got to get up and be at work at 9 o'clock in the morning. Back scratchers, if you don't have a person in your life to scratch your back when you need to, oh my God, this was the best $3 I ever spent at CVS. And I've had it for years at this point. I got one that is a metal one, but it hurts. And with having to wear boob prisons, back scratchers are your friend. When I unleash the hounds, it's the best thing ever. I tell Cardi all the time she's lucky that she doesn't have to wear a bra because she's got 6 little titties. Could you imagine that bra? That would be the weirdest looking bra ever. I picked out my clothes for work tomorrow. Because I'm not cleaning, I don't necessarily have to wear a shirt. I have to wash my work shirt. So I am going to wear my Rip and Dip with my cat on the pocket, where when I slide the pocket down, it gives a double finger. I've tried that. That stuff doesn't work for me, and I have a hard enough time trying to sleep. I don't want to get dependent on something and then not be able to sleep at all. Make her a new one. The Manzier. If you're still in here, are you Yeti? Since well, I can't remember what the name of the other one is because Manzier was so funny. Fucking George's parents, what Ben Stiller's dad was just hilarious. The way that man went off. You want a piece of me? Yeah, she barely allows me to do certain things like putting shirts on her Keebler if I went at her with a bra. I think the closest she has to a bra is her harness. It doesn't cover any titties. Serenity now! Fucking for years I had the pole of contention for Festivus. Where you air your grievances. That show was just fucking hilarious. Now you can understand why Ben Stiller was funny. I mean, he doesn't go as crazy as his dad did. His dad was going nuts in that show. But Ben Stiller's made a few solid movies in his tenure. Yeah, right now it's my leg, Keebler. Every time I go to move, it lets me know it's still hurting. So half the time I'm just trying to get comfortable. I could nod off for like maybe 10, 15 minutes and then I go and I move and it's like, yeah. Festivus for the rest of us. I don't remember I have a Festivus Christmas ornament. It's in my storage unit. I can't remember what it is though. It might be Festivus for the rest of us. But yeah, other than that, gotta go back to work tomorrow. Probably gonna go to the bar tomorrow. And then gotta work Sunday. My doctor's appointment for the orthopedic is on Tuesday, but I have no hope for that because the doctor doesn't take my insurance, so more than likely it's just going to be recapping what he saw. Maybe I'll get to ask more questions because I didn't even really see him in the ER. He just looked at my x-rays. So I get to ask him a little more, and because I don't understand exactly what's going to happen next. I don't know if they're going to put a cast on me, if I have to have surgery for this. It's not a compound fracture, so it's not a bone physically sticking out of my skin, but I can definitely tell that my leg is swollen more than the other leg. So, at best, if they're going to have to cast it, I'd like to think that they would cast it there. But then again, I would have liked to have thought that the ER would have casted it, but what do I know? I've never broken a bone. The road rash is healing. I mean, of course, that lets me know that it's still there. The one on my knee and my thigh aren't as bad because I don't lay on my stomach, especially in the with my leg being the way that it is. But the one on my forearm, every once in a while when I'm trying to move around, I got to use my forearm, and it lets me know it's there. I've been putting coconut oil on it, are you Yeti? Because it's a great healing agent too. Oh my god, I hope he's okay. No, I did not. I know that 420 likes to go out with him. Yeah, I'm totally a side sleeper. And I can't do that right now because I've got to keep my legs straight in this stupid brace. I was joking with my bigger boss today. I told her, I was like, I feel like a fucking pirate, like a peg leg. I'm like, all I'm missing is an eye patch and a parrot. Yeah, it is what it is. The last time I couldn't sleep on my stomach is when I got my belly button pierced, because holy fuck. Every time I rolled onto my stomach, that shit hurt while it was healing. So yeah, it sucks when you can't sleep the way that you like to sleep, and you have to... I feel like I'm laying in a coffin the way that I gotta fucking lay. Ugh. I hate to hear that about SoCal. How long ago did that happen, Keebler? All I know is tomorrow I'm probably just going to require a lot of coffee. Because, yeah, the last few nights, I got hurt on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't fucking remember at this point. But that night, I got no sleep. I couldn't get comfortable. So I talked to my bigger boss. I'm like, look, I haven't had sleep. I'm trying to get good. And she's like, no, we weren't even expecting you to even attempt to come in. It's fine. Catch up on rest. Do what you got to do. So I finally fell asleep for a little bit and caught some sleep, but not much. It was uploaded today. Yeah, I worked for 9 hours, so after I got back, I had to do a few things and then I just went live. I can't have any of those. My heart would explode from my heart disease. Yeah, with lack of sleep, everything is just like. I'd like to say I have lack of sleep because I was out earning a lot of money or seeing a really cool concert or something. Riot Fest, I get very little sleep because it's a 3-day fest, so it's 3 days of getting up early, getting out to the city, and then staying there for 10 hours. So hopefully Tuesday, if they're going to cast it, I hope they cast it. Because this stupid brace that they gave me, it doesn't stay up. I'm constantly fucking with it. It's annoying as hell trying to sit down and get comfortable, let alone lay down and be comfortable. Who knew going to the bathroom was going to become a spectator sport? Because when you got to keep your leg that fucking straight, and when you're a girl and have to sit down, it's like doing the splits, kind of. It's redonkulous. Ugh. Yeah, it's not fun. But hazard of the trade, people warned me that, to be careful on the scooter, and I thought I was being, and, accidents happen. That's why they're called accidents. I'm just glad that a car wasn't involved and that I'm not more seriously injured, that I didn't hit my head, knock myself out, and gain a concussion. Yeah, the Shiwi. Oh my god, I can't even believe they invented that thing. I would not want to put that anywhere near my cooch. That's just weird. I'm a girl. I have no desire to pee standing up. In fact, when I was in the ER, I really had to go to the bathroom, and I called the nurse, and they're like, well, I forgot what the reason was. Because my leg was broke. They're like, we really don't want you getting out of bed and doing anything on it to make your injury worse. And they're like, and I'm like, well, you saw I couldn't lift my foot up. I'm like, so I don't know how I'm going to roll over and get under a bedpan, and that's not happening. So I just held it until they let me physically go to the bathroom. I was like, nope. Not today, Satan. I don't know you people, and I know you're used to seeing people pee in bedpans, but not going to be me, sister. I will destroy my kidneys before I let that happen. One of my friends, after the heart attack, while they were helping me out, I couldn't be left alone, so they were staying, well, I was staying with them. And at one point, I said something about having to use the bathroom, and they're like, do you want me to help you with that? Because I could barely move. And I was like, no, I think I got it. We're friends and everything. I don't need you to see me pee. Oh, God. I've had those before. Not fun. I was more worried because the injury, I pulled something in, like, my groin. And when they were trying to get me to see if I could move my foot or lift it, the pain was shooting up to my groin, so that fucking hurt. I think that subsided though. Now it's just where the break is. I've been rubbing it a lot lately because it just flipping is hurting, and I probably should just take a pain med, but I hate taking pain meds. I probably, if they have to do surgery, I'm going to have no other choice. Right now, I kind of have a choice, and I've been trying to lean more on the over-the-counter stuff. Because unfortunately, the medication they only gave me like 12 pills of hydrocodone. But that has a tendency to become addictive, and no thank you. I have enough problems at this moment. Starting a drug habit is not going to be one of them. Ooh, yeah, that's right. You can choose colors, can't you? I would probably maybe do pink. That would be kind of cool. Or purple. I know, shocking, I wouldn't go with blue. I only feel that if I went with a blue, they wouldn't have a blue that I liked. Because it's not like you get to pick the shade. If I get a cast and I can prop my leg up, maybe I'll do something where, even though you guys aren't physically here to sign it, where I could get a Sharpie and put your names on my cast. Oh shit, we did say it 3 times now, didn't we? You said it a 4th time. Now you've done it, Keebler. Now you've done it. Yeah, put a taco on it. I already have my own taco, Cardi. Right, ma'am? Say, I'm part taco because I'm Chihuahua. I'm Chihuahua. Mm-hmm. Hi, Spickle. Hi, kitty. Ooh, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I hear that's very painful, breaking your collarbone. Right now, both my animals are being very needy, and I don't know why. Well, the puppo's always needy, but it's weird when the cat's needy because she has food, and I just cleaned her cat box today. So both... I'm not making bacon, if that's what you're trying to say. Yeah, I've never had a cast either. So... But yeah, I'm going to have to work all the way till Monday, because Monday's usually my day off, but because I have to take off Tuesday for the doctor, I'm going to take off Tuesday. My next day off is supposed to be Wednesday, so I don't know if I'm going to take off Wednesday, because it all depends on, once he gives me a number to a doctor that does take my insurance, I got to make an appointment there. I thought that maybe, making an appointment with my general practitioner to get a referral would be the smarter move. So I called my doctor, and they can't get me in until the middle of August. So I'm just going to go the route with the doctor that I'm supposed to see on Tuesday and see what happens there. Yeah, I heard it's very painful. I've had friends who have been in like motorcycle accidents and stuff like that and broken collarbones. One of my girlfriend's brothers broke his back. and was in a brace for like, it seemed like an eternity. I don't even know how long because we were young, so. Oh, what time is it even? Oh, I'm asking what time is it, and I've got a Packers clock sitting next to me. Ooh, Giants won. It's 1:10 in the morning. Where did the time go? Jesus, it just felt like it's... I didn't look up at the time for how long I've been live, but it feels like it's only been an hour. Yeah, Packers fan. Go Pack Go. Green and gold until I'm dead and cold. But I do cheer for the Chiefs because of my girlfriend who lives in Missouri. She's a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan. And on my days, she cheers on the Packers. Yeah, motorcycles are good for collarbone injuries. You know, you got that bar in front of you, so. Yeah, that's not the unanimous thing here, Yeti. A lot of my friends tell me that I need to move to Wisconsin, that I'm a traitor, and whatevs. I even have a cheesehead. You'll see bits and pieces of that during the football season, depending on how this season goes. I have an Aaron Rodgers jersey. I have a couple of Packers shirts, and then the last time I went to Soldier Field when the Packers played the Bears, I want to say it was like 2019. Was it 2000? No. Yeah, I think it was like 2019. After the Packers beat the shit out of the Bears at Soldier Field, there were some guys standing outside selling a T-shirt that says "Straight out of Green Bay," and on the back it says "I'm a Packer, bitch." Best $25 I spent at a street vendor. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I will come and try and check it out because I will be physically watching some games. I think it's interesting that, oh my God, Archie Manning is playing for the Longhorns. He totally went against the family grain. So, and who was it? Was it Eli who went somewhere else, or was it Peyton? I know one of them went to a different college than LSU. Because that's where their dad was like hailed as a king. The first Archie Manning. And I think it's cool that even though Archie's dad probably would have been the first Manning it brought into the NFL, but his injury in college and him not being able to play anymore is why he never made it to the big leagues. And now here his kid's on a run. Oh, was it Ole Miss? Oh yeah, it was Ole Miss. And yeah, I knew one of them went against where Dad and his brother went. I love NFL Network, and they used to do like all kinds of stories. I think they still do on football players. And when I watched the Manning episode, just what a dynasty of football family. I may have testicles, but I love football. My son's favorite when he was growing up was, oh my God. It used to be his screen name. I'm drawing a blank. Not Reggie Bush. He played for A&M. Oh my God, it's at the tip of my tongue and I can't think of what his name is at the moment. But that guy was his hero in college. He made it to the NFL. He didn't stay long, but he definitely made it. Okay, yeah, that is weird. YouTube has been acting haywire. For some odd reason, even though you guys all have shields, you're not blue. But I've been in other lives where people are blue, and I don't know. I think it was Kat was saying that YouTube's been acting crazy. Oh, right, Kat? So, Yeti, you've been in my house longer than you've been in my lives. My dog has a toy that I refer to as her Yeti because that's what it is. It's an abominable snowman. It was a Christmas toy that I bought for her. But when I ask her, where's your Yeti? She goes and grabs this particular toy that she's had for quite a few years now. It's her best friend. But, ma'am, this is Yeti. Kat was laughing every time. She's like, it's so weird hearing you say Yeti and you not being in the stream at the moment. Yep, OMG surprise toy that just panned out. It's her favorite toy. And she has many. Right now she's having me play with the Grinch. We're not even on Christmas, ma'am. We're not even on Christmas. This year, we did the 420 thing, and I got her some really funny 420 inspired dog toys. There was a joint and a couple of bongs. What? No, we will not be barking. It's way too late. Nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to hear you this late at night. We are not rude neighbors. Go lay down. Get your Yeti. Go get your Yeti. She's like, okay, Mom. Yeah, I still can't remember what he had inside of him. I keep on forgetting to Google it. I want to say it was maybe a snowball. Yeah, I still don't remember what the toy was inside of him. Oh well. We were laughing at all kinds of things. Remember I said something about I can feel my nut? You were laughing at that one. Well, it was a 2-in-1 dog toy, Keebler. Usually this particular toy brand, like, I had one that it was a stuffed shark on the outside, and when she ripped it apart on the inside, there was a squeaky toy that was a foot. So whatever the toy was on the outside, the toy on the inside was related to it somehow. So the last time we were talking about the Yeti, Kat was dying because I was like, I don't remember what was inside of him. She just bust. I don't know if that was the thing that made her spit out her drink. There was a couple of things that was said that night. I don't remember if it was you or Leah that were like, I found my people! But I think that's cool. I completely forgot with playing the music that I could have just gone to Freeman Liberties Live. So I'm glad that if you weren't able to ever see him before, that you could see what he was up to and bits and pieces of our beautiful city. That was her. Okay, I remember. I said something. They're like, I was not expecting that one. But yeah, that was funny when I was like, what time is it? There's a big, huge clock. It's not in front of me, but it's off to the side of me. Basically in front of me. I have it pointed for if I roll over and I don't pop on my phone, I still have a clock that I can look at and see what time it is. Because I have dark out curtains, so I keep that shit from blaring into my eye. The room that I was staying in for the past couple of years, I couldn't put the shade down. So at a certain point, the sun was like blaring in my room, blinding me awake, like Kenny's Chicken to Kramer. That's how I know I'm nocturnal, Cat. I know I have to deal with the sun eventually, but when I open my eyes, nope. I turned one on today for the rock version of this. This isn't too bad. The other one was pretty cool that we were listening to last time. Kenny's Chicken. Yeah, I can't. I can't do it. It's, no. I have to still tell myself it's nighttime and okay to be outside. The only reason I know I'm not part vampire is I love garlic too much. And because I'm such a night owl too, it's like, some people are just morning people, not me. I've never been a morning person. I used to drive my mom crazy trying to get me up in the morning to go to school. It was always a fight. Can I go back to sleep and go later? No, you cannot. I gotta figure out something for dinner tomorrow. I don't want to spend money and go and grab something because the thing that I would grab would be by the bar that I go to, but that place closes early. I think it closes at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I don't go to the bar until later than that. So there's appropriate bar time. There's a certain time I can't be seen in a bar. Daytime's one of them. It has happened on occasion, but not often in my older years. The day I start setting foot in a bar early in the afternoon, I'm in trouble. I'm trying to think what I'm gonna wear. I might do the cutesy thing and wear a sundress. I did the dress up thing last week and played the appropriate girl role. But one of these days, the one that I was wearing last week, the corset that I was wearing, I'm going to get trapped in that thing and need to be extracted from it with wire cutters or something. The clasp on that thing is just ridiculous. And it's hard to put on at first. You got to find like a perfect way to do it where it just kind of all happens at once. If you're that lucky, maybe a couple don't snap together. It's a hard, I didn't think of that. I thought it would be a lot easier when I got it because I bought that last year for 9 Inch Nails. I went and saw the Peel It Back tour. Yeah. Yeah, my mom would have to drag me out of bed kicking and screaming. I don't want to go to school. I hated going to school. I love seeing my friends. I just hated going to school. And I never was really a breakfast person. My mom would try and get me to, and I'm like, you're lucky I got up. Can we just go? Maybe I'd grab a Pop-Tart or something. But by the time it got to lunch, I was fucking starving, so... And at a certain point, probably baked. So munchies were a thing. I never had to ride the bus. My mom always dropped me off at school from like kindergarten until 8th grade. I was supposed to take a bus for high school, but I had friends at that point that had driver's license, so they just came and picked me up. The luxury of having friends a year or two older than you by the time you hit high school. Come here, kitty kitty. Can I help you? Is there something I can particularly do for you, ma'am? Not you, Papa. Why did you chase out the kitty? I'm just getting soda. Go lay down. No barkings. Go eat your food. Go eat your food. No. Go lay down. Go lay down. Oh my gosh. My soda. Ninth grade you rode the bus till? The only time I ever really rode on the bus is when we went on field trips. That makes sense. I know when my niece and nephew get to be high school, they're going to have to go to the next town over because their town's so small they don't have a high school. I think they just have elementary and junior high and that's it. They don't even have a park district there, so no like public pools. Preschool isn't available to them. They have to outsource to either town side that they want. I don't know if they could do the other town. I know that a large portion of the kids go to the town after. So they're probably gonna have to ride a bus just for elementary school because their elementary school is not close. The junior high is closer. And I don't know how my nephew's gonna deal with that because Freeman just went live again. I don't know how he's gonna handle that because dad or mom drop him off and pick him up. Okay.
Oh, what's up, Chuck? Bronx man?
Yeah, I just turned it on, Kat. Apparently Chuck hopped in his chat because I heard him saying Chuck Bronson. Yeah, I had the notification come across my screen. Hold on, let me move it so you guys can see. We're definitely finding stuff tonight. There is lack of finding those guys anywhere in Chicago. Out here, they seem to hide a little bit, but out in Chicago, they are in full force. We've seen some crazy shit just driving around. And depending on the area, Freeman will stay out until like fucking 5, 6 in the morning. He likes to watch the sunrise. So sometimes he'll drop off Joe and then he's still out. He might not always be live, but he stays out. When me and him were talking by phone before I had my accident, I was telling him, I was like, I like going out with you guys, but I can't stay out till 5, 6 o'clock, especially if I'm doing it during the weekend because I got to be to work at 9. Well, if you could, Kat, please tell Freeman that I'm live and I'm showing my chat his live, and that I say hello. Trying to figure out where they are.
Man, bro, can't wait till you come through, bro. You're a blessing, man.
I don't know how to pull up chat when I'm on TV. Do I lose chat because I'm watching it on the TV versus my phone?
It's coming through. Assistance for you.
Back up.
Joe Cool.
I know he's probably like in China right now. This guy be driving everywhere.
No, man. This is the laziest freedom fucking raid I've seen.
I love it. Freeman's all dressed up and Joe Cool's just Joe Cool in a hoodie. I didn't hear who they said was joining them. Because I know there's a couple of people that sometimes hang. Look at Joe in that great smile. Joe's such a genuine, down to earth person. Same with Freeman Liberty. But I was telling Freeman Liberty, yeah, I can't stay out that late. And he's like, okay, well, maybe we'll figure something out earlier.
Look, you can't even.
And then my accident happened, so.
No, I think he's doing it to the white car. Hold on,
Yeah, I wonder who they got coming up with them. Because I know Nightcrawler sometimes comes and hangs out with them, but we haven't seen Nightcrawler in a while. I know that they talk to him.
How you been, Kat?
I heard him say, how you been, Cat? Okay, I kind of think I know where they're at. I always love when people come out and support each other and, got each other's backs.
Yeah, but just hanging around. I did a search, and it said that
It's wild to me walking around in the streets of Chicago and the younger generation, and they're nearly next to nakedness. It's crazy.
right? There is no such thing. It's all fictitious crap.
What does that mean? Without a purpose. I really must have a purpose everywhere I go. Is that logical?
My purpose, I'm breathing.
Yeah, my purpose is to be outdoors.
I don't know. What's up, bro? I got a quick question, bro. That's a club. Is it closing up right now? Oh, okay. No,
They
'cause
just pushing motherfuckers. The police just pushing motherfuckers. That's what they're doing.
they do that all the time. Thank you very much. Thank you, say, brother.
Huh.
But it says, what it says, let me see, I'm gonna take a walk. Here, you hold this for a second? I just wanna see if there is any sign.
Yeah.
Joe Cool.
Take 8 seconds. This might be our action shot.
Our action shot.
Come on, let's made it. Oh, yeah, what's this say?
No parking tow zone.
You can't park here. 10 p.m. to 5.
Yeah, it's definitely in that time frame. So I don't know why it says that, but sometimes it's like street sweeping. Certain sides of the street, they have to sweep, so you can't park your car at a certain time at night, so they can come down with the street sweepers. So I don't know if that's it, because there's also certain spots in the city that you can only park there if you have a special permit. But that was time constraint, so I'm wondering if it has something to do with street sweeping. Because it's a busy street. I mean, there's a lot of busy streets in Chicago, but it's not a side street where there's residents living on.
You know, they be doing that downtown too, where at the 12 o'clock, your car's parked in the streets, they're towing.
Oh, yeah, here he comes.
At that time, they just swarmed
Oh, there they go. And now he turned on his lights. I might be wrong in the area they're in. I thought they were in Little Village. I need to see streets. But that church looks familiar, so I know I've been in that area. if Freeman Liberty's car wasn't so small, it would be easy for me to have gone with them.
And guess who pushed? And here's the thing too, is like people.
Joe Cool's car has got a little more room, but sometimes we just go down to one car.
The element.
You know, we'll all hop in the car and just drive around. Sometimes we're 4 deep, sometimes we're 3 deep, sometimes we're 2 deep. There's times where sometimes me and Duper had been out, and then Freeman Liberty, he says it on there anyway, will come out by us, and then he'll get in Duper's car. I usually try and be nice because the guys are bigger than me, and I'll go and sit in the back. But right now, I wouldn't be able to sit in Duper's back. I'd have to move the front chair all the way back just to be able to sit in there probably comfortably. What the fuck? Yeah, no, I think they are in the little village. Let me see the street. I can't really see it. Probably time to throw my glasses on. But yeah, I think they're in the little village. I could be wrong. Might be west side of Chicago.
They just flick the lights. They just flick the lights and these niggas leave.
Man, Joe's talking about how they just turn on the lights to leave. I've seen so many times the closer you get to the city, when cops don't want to deal with a red light, they'll flip their lights on just to legally go through that red light. Yeah, why can I not? Is that 70? Oh, okay, I'm totally in the wrong area. I think that says like 78th or something.
What's his name?
They're on the south side.
Where's that? Rick.
That nigga fool, man. He stayed in trouble. He got some good teachers too, right? You taught him well. I be hearing this shit come out of his mouth. It'd be pretty good. That motherfucker stay in trouble.
Where's that, bro? That's how you
Hi,
got-
pretty kitty. It's so weird to be driving around in the city of Chicago and it being this dead.
Hey, what's
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's going on 2 o'clock in the morning. But there used to be a lot more things open, restaurants, stuff like that. The thing that really sucks ass about the city is like out in the suburbs, you can stop at a gas station and use a bathroom at your own risk at times. But in the city they don't have bathrooms. So if restaurants like McDonald's or Taco Bell or something are closed, you're fucked. Right? I used to like shopping at like midnight because nobody was there.
Hey, Siri, what position did Warren Sapp play?
Warren Sapp played defensive tackle for 13 seasons in the National Football League NFL, primarily with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is from Wikipedia.
It's hard to tell if that's a cop light. Oh, yeah. That's a flock camera. Those blue lights are pretty much flock cameras. They could be moved. Sometimes they have speed limit where they're reading how fast you're going.
3 out of 4 had blue lights on their watch.
But certain parts of the city are just so damn amazingly beautiful.
Doing that shit. That's all I hear shit doing that shit.
I remember when Bridgeview, right? Something happens, bro. All the blue bricks go off. Bridgeview, up north, northwest, not too far away. There by like Six Corners,
Six Corners, Milwaukee, yeah.
Forest Park, Skokie, Nile.
So, Freeman Liberty lives on the north side of Chicago.
Where the cops live.
Me and Joe used to live very close together, which was closer to the south side of Chicago.
Right.
They're the biggest threat.
There's definitely different parts. Like, when you're going through an affluent suburb and you see the McMansions and stuff, you know you're in an affluent area. There's certain parts of Chicago. The north side is more nicer parts of the city, where the south side is what they term hoods and stuff like that. Mixed in with, little communities here and there that aren't so bad and some that are really fucking horrible. I don't think there's ever been a part of the south side that I've been terrified to walk in. Back of the yards is a rough area. Pilsen. Have no problem walking through those areas. But now they're becoming gentrified. So it's not as bad as it used to be. There is some stuff that ensues there, but it's not as bad as it used to be. But I hate when they do stuff like that because, don't get me wrong, I don't like the crime either, but you're taking away what that community was.
Motherfuckers came in behind when somebody said what happened, that he got the first, the enemy, I should say bad guy, the ops, got them first, and the last one, the one I'm talking about, Riri's boyfriend, he couldn't pull his gun out, he got stuck on his pants, so whoever this is was there to see the shit. They said as he was trying to pull it out, that's where he got his. And cause we ran down there immediately. It was on the other block down the way. And she was like, the stones understand of the boy.
So it's usually funny when we're doing these ride-alongs, right? Somebody's looking to the left, somebody's looking to the right as we're driving just to see if we see any lights going off. That's cool. I might be ending so I can join Freeman Liberties live because I feel bad I've left both of them unwatched. Well, I'm watching it this way, but
The same chick's nephew.
I appreciate you coming in, Yeti, and I'm glad that you're feeling better. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad that you're not being held in a well and being told, put your lotion on the skin. We were all a little concerned for you.
I think about it. I'm thinking about it now. What are we fighting for in the streets?
You have a good night, Yeti.
To be honest, the first time,
It puts the lotion on the skin.
I never turned down, bro, but I think that's for people. And, man, bro, it's just, what?
If only you knew how much that particular part of the movie was a huge prevalence in the last 2 years of my life. It was an ongoing joke with my girlfriend's husband and me.
I was like, you know what? I was going along with them guys. I got sick. And the motherfucking GDs sent me a cup of tea.
GDs, Gangster Disciples.
So they had been saving their sugars. So all of them got together to do this shit. So and they got the lemon, and it was hot, and I was brand new. I'm like, how the fuck y'all pull this off with y'all little bitch, y'all?
Joe's always got the greatest stories. Night, Yeti.
There's so much, either misinformation and ignorance. I think that's what it is. Honestly. And of course, there's groups that have beef with each other. Like certain people,
When you get a chance, subscribe to Freeman Liberty 1.
Mostly that's just fear that niggas put in your head the way everybody think if you come to Chicago, some black motherfucker gonna kill you. all them people who came over here for the World Cup or whatever it was called, all of them was like, I was scared to death. This is the best place on the earth, nicest people, but I was scared to death. I thought somebody was going to shoot me in the street.
You know, he's not wrong. He's not wrong in that. So quite a few years back, I've had some great conversations with people that I'm standing next to at Riot Fest. And one year, there was a kid standing next to me. I can't remember. I don't remember if I think it was 2021. And he was telling me the same exact thing. And he's like, I almost didn't come because of all the things I've heard about Chicago and how bad it was. And I'm like, yeah, the news portrays us to be horrible, but what's happening in our city isn't any different than what's happening in any other big city. They just choose to pinpoint and call us Chirac and all this other stuff. He's like, yeah, he goes, it's really weird. He goes, it's really great here. I'm like, where are you staying at? And he goes, Logan Square. And at one point, Logan Square was another area that wasn't the greatest, but now it's been gentrified, so it's not as dangerous as it used to be. So he's like, this place is great. And I'm like, okay, so now I got to ask, where did you come from? And he said Compton. Compton, California. He was blown away about how great it was here. I hate the stigma that our city is stuck with. Yes, we have gun violence, but a lot of big cities have gun violence. I'm not trying to condone it. I'm not trying to say it's okay. It's not okay. It's horrible that children and mothers and daughters and sons and fathers and are unnecessarily killed by stray bullets or, just stupid stuff, fights that got way out of hand. But it's a beautiful city. And we have some of the coolest architecture with our bungalows and stuff like that. You can definitely tell, oh, that's Chicago landscape. Just like San Francisco has its landscape with the buildings and stuff. Well, I think I am going to end things here. We have been live for 3 hours and 34 minutes. I'm going to hop in Freeman Liberty's chat and start giving Joe some shit. You know what? I think I'm going to text him and make him laugh. What the hell is going on? But I hope everybody has a good night. Kat, I don't know if you're going to come and join me over in Freeman's. Well, first, let's see what's going on. Is it lagging on your end, Kat? Like it is on mine? There's a point where it was like stopping and then speeding up, and here it goes. Ring of death. And going fast. Oh, okay, I know where they're at. I actually used to play basketball around here back in the day. Yes, Miss Kitty. Okay, well, I will join you in Freeman Liberties, my dear. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that Yeti gets some sleep. I hope we all get some sleep. So, I will see you soon, Kat. Aw, look at that! Damn it, Jim. What the fuck? It just ended. So maybe not, but I definitely will text the boys and be like, what the fuck? So if he pops up again, Kat, we'll see ya. If not, I will see you either next My Live, Yeti Live, Whatever. I know, right? Sad face. We were getting ready to go and raid over there, and then he dies on us. Maybe it was because he was getting such bad service. He runs off of, so when I go live, I just go live straight through YouTube. If you see what it says, let's see if it'll zero in. Oops. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Yeah, it's still kind of blurry. So, he uses something called Prism. And that's what he does his streaming service through. So I don't know if it's that, because from what I'm hearing, if you use some sort of OBS, that it drains your battery more. So I don't know if that's why he has the lagging. This has been great, Kat. I like that I've been able to support my friend. I'm going to tell him that even though I wasn't in his chat, that I was watching his live with my subscribers, and that some of you guys knew who he was. So I've had fun too, because it's not like I'm going to be sleeping anytime fucking soon. So at least I'm doing something productive. And it's Friday night, and hopefully the person next to me, hopefully the walls aren't too thin and I'm not driving them crazy with who the fuck is she talking to for all these hours. I'm talking to myself. But yeah, total sad face. I like that I can go to my people and watch what they're doing. Yeah, with
I'm kind of low.
Freeman, he's my friend. I'm not going to do that to Mercado Media. But he's a great channel if you don't follow him. He is from, I want to say Minnesota. I always get Minnesota and Minneapolis mixed up. But he's from that particular area. And when they were having the scourge go through there, he was filming a lot. Now he's paired up with a great channel called Status Coup. And he is in Wisconsin currently filming what happened in Madison the other day with the shooting. Absolutely horrible. That poor kid was shot in the head 3 times. And it's sickening when I'm sitting in his chat and the trolls come in and, you know, they bring up his past and they say that he had a knife, but if you watch the video footage, he never, yeah. He didn't deserve that. Yeah, I never thought I would be able to imagine that myself, Kat. It really sucks that I've had to wait this long in life to finally break a bone. In a time in my life where I heal a lot slower than if I was in my 20s. Status Coup is a really cool channel. When the Midway Blitz was going on here in Chicago, I was standing not too far from a couple of the people that are on that, a guy named JT and a guy from New York. And I didn't realize it until after the fact when I was replaying the video because I was looking for something. And I was like, oh my God, we were right by Status Coup. So, and I was with Joe and Freeman Liberty and Duper Trooper. One of my very favorite highlights of last year was watching Duper Trooper tell Cam Higby he was a bitch. I broke a finger, so I guess I can't say that I've gone all my life. I broke a finger, but breaking a finger isn't as severe as if you broke your arm or your collarbone or your back or your leg. Yeah, it's great. I think that I made a video of it even, Kat. I think it's back in October of 2025. I did a highlight of it. He had a whole conversation telling Cam Higby he was a bitch. And Nick Squirrely was here too, but I don't remember. I don't think Nick was there. I don't remember. He may have been. But they're purely there. It's funny how they say that certain side is the aggressors and stuff, but they come there to agitate and rile up people on purpose. And that kid's kind of dangerous because that kid has a direct line to the administration. So there's even a video of me talking to him, telling him kind of he's a piece of shit. And he asked me if I was here legally because I don't even remember. I think I made a comment about being worried about my people that were being locked up in the Broadview facility. And I said, even if I was illegal, do you think I would tell you? I know who you are. I was like, send my face to whoever you're sending it to. They can tell you if I'm legal or not. He's like, no, it's a genuine question. I'm like, you want to know if I'm legal? I'm like, why don't you go about 1.5 miles down and go visit Plot? And I gave my mom's plot number. I'm like, why don't you dig her up and ask her if I'm here legally? And he just walked away from me. And I feel bad for my friend Duper because he was watching my live and he told me dude was there and he told me to stay away from him. And what did I do? I went full on right at him. I may have jammed a toe. I don't think I've ever broken a toe. I've jammed a toe, definitely. But yeah, I broke a finger doing something stupid in my youth. But it healed and, I don't have arthritis or anything in it. This, I'm probably going to have arthritis now. Every time it rains or something, it's probably going to fucking hurt. But I am going to let you go, my dear. Thank you for hanging. I'm going to give the boys a call and see what they're up to. Give them shit. So you guys have a great night. And I will see you guys around. You never know when I'll go live. It's never like a planned thing. It's always kind of like, why not? So maybe I'll do a live while I'm working in the laundry room. Like I said, you can hear the shit that ensues by the front desk. Miss Paulette, she is just a trip and a half. You guys would be laughing as much as I am through the course of the day. We have nicknames for people, and today I'm in the laundry room. One of the customers comes out and they were talking to her about something that had been going on in the building because people are allowed to bring their animals. This lady's been letting her dog like piss in by the entry door and it just smelled really bad. So they were talking to her about that, and I hear one of the other girls mention a nickname we use for a customer. And after the girl walked away, I called my boss back there and I'm like, is she calling Herman who we call Herman? And she started laughing. She's like, yeah. And me and her just started cracking up because our nickname's sticking. I will tell Joe Cool you said hi, Kat. So you have a good night, sweetheart, and we will see each other around. He said hi to you, but I will tell him. So you have a good night. I'm going to end now. Have a good one, everyone.